बड़ दुख पाइया स्वतंत्र जीवन बड़ दुख बुरे ये गुरुपाद तपस्या कर गुरुपाद पाइया शिव शिव ये बादल हिया ब्रह्म ये बादल राधा कोई से सीखते सारा संसार विपदा है उद्धार टीवी करी देता देखो आशा का भयाम सर्वा जागृत हरे राम Louder, please. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Krishna 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 Rama Rama Dai Sham Sundara Sham Sundara Jaya Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Jaya Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Gauranita Jaya Gauranita एवं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमती डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य बीबीटी फाउंडर आचार्य सेवर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की ब्रह्मचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की प्रभु श्री वृंदावन धाम की मथुरापुरी धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र से जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गंगा मैया की यमुना मैया की भक्ति देवी की श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा वृंदावन चंद्र की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्र मैया की श्री श्री निताय की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Sabadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sharmavadi Paschatya Deshatarini. The meaning of the song is, I know now your divine feet are a refuge, free from all sorrow and fear, eternally full of sweet nectar. At the soles of those lotus feet, I surrender myself and all I possess. O Lord, there is no other protection but you in this world of birth and death. At last I know myself to be your eternal servant, whose maintenance you have assured. Life before, without you, held nothing but sorrow. Now I live free from all misery. Lakshmi, desiring such a place at your lotus feet, executed austerities. Only after securing a place by your lotus feet did Lord Shiva attain his Shivatva, or quality of auspiciousness. Upon obtaining those feet, Lord Brahma became successful in life, and the great sage Narada Muni held those 2 feet to his heart. Your lotus feet drive away all fear. Having held them to my head, I dance in great ecstasy, singing their glories. Your lotus feet will deliver Bhakti Vinod from the perils of worldly journey. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजाता सह गण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादा सह गण श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण Welcome to our continuation on Srimad Bhagavatam as a part of Bhakti Vedanta course. Before we proceed on where we left off, some recollection of yesterday's discussion, the points that you remember. Take the mic. And I also want to know whether how to uplift this. Is there some way? You will tell the points.
This
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, can I start?
Trivikra section, Kubja and cloth weaver and Sudama florist. In Kubja section, you made the point yesterday that anyone who comes in contact with Krishna becomes so beautiful. So like as soon as he got a touch of Krishna, she immediately became refined. So like that.
Yes. One becomes most intelligent, most beautiful, most or wealthiest. All the opulences of Krishna come to him also. He becomes very renounced, famous, physical strength. Without using physical strength, he makes all that to others. Yes. Any other?
When Akrura was wanting to wash the lotus feet of Krishna at his home,
Hmm.
he was glorifying that sanctification of that water. It sanctifies even Shiva and all 3 worlds.
Hmm.
And he also wanted to wash the lotus feet like Billy Maharaj washed at his home.
At his home. Yes, that is the reason why we sang this song also, which we did not sing yesterday. But today we sang. Because the glories of lotus feet of Krishna are described very nicely by Thakur Bhaktivinoda in this song. Yes. Any other? Somebody online?
Yes, Prabhuji. Can
Yes.
I share? Am I audible, Prabhu?
Yes.
Prabhuji, you mentioned about impersonal behavior, that we tell Danvat Pranam, but we don't mean it or we don't do it also.
Hmm.
So at least with one Vaishnava, we should try to start having personal relationship. It will have a lot of difference in our lives.
We'll have a lot of.
It will make a lot of help us to progress a lot in our life
Hmm.
to apply personal, because our philosophy is personal, but behavior may remain impersonal otherwise.
Drop by drop makes into ocean. So at least beginning with one devotee, if we start becoming personal, overall, eventually we'll be fully a personalist. That time chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare will be the most lovable thing, interaction with the Lord.
And Prabhuji, you were also mentioning about Giriraj Maharaj humility, that whenever he was given service, he was just taking it by Srila Prabhupada.
Particularly, I explained one particular incident when he was given the charge of Juhu project.
Juhu project. Yeah.
Yes.
When Krishna asked Akrura, have you seen something? Because we feel that you have seen something wonderful. So Akrura said, what wonderful things is existing in sky, earth, or water, and everything exists in you only. So when you see Krishna, everything is there.
Yes.
So when you chant holy name, when we are hearing about Krishna, we should not worry about other things. We should be fully minded there.
Give the mic.
You explain about Dasi Asmi Aham. You said
Who said that?
Kubja.
What does that mean?
You explained nicely saying that although she was earlier Dasi of Kansa, but eternally she is Dasi of Lord, and because of conjugal relationship with the Lord, she was unable to express it openly, so it was not mentioned.
Yes. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
One more point that you made, that Krishna actually reciprocates with each person according to his inner situation. However he is posed, Krishna knows exactly, and just like that he reciprocates with each one differently. Like in the case of that Balram, when he looks at Balram and the other Gopas, after Kubja says what she says.
Different personalities simultaneously Krishna reciprocated differently. Kubja, Balramji, and cowherd boys.
Cowherd boys.
Yes. Yes.
And also that one observation that yesterday after the class, actually I realized that Brahmanas and the women were outside. I was thinking because that the Varnashram was perfectly followed, that Brahmanas are free to come to these occasions, women are in the house, and the others, Kshatriyas, are in the kingly affairs, and the Vaishyas must be working. And so that way only the Brahmanas and the women were sort of seen here outside.
Yeah, Brahmanas are mentioned, but others also came.
Came, is it? Okay.
Questions were not allowed. They were not mentioned there. But
No, not that the Vaishyas are not allowed. Maybe everyone is occupied in their occupational duties and busy.
we don't have to think like that. They were all there, but the Brahmanas will be the ones who will come forward and they will, like on behalf, they are the leaders, no? They are representatives of the Lord. So they will generally will be explained and reciprocating, etc. But others were also there.
Okay.
Not that they were working and they had no time. They thought after office hours only, why Krishna came during office hours. Not that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
I read regarding this.
Okay, sorry. Yes.
The same related to that only, how all the ladies of Mathura, they left everything when Krishna and Balram were walking. So they went onto the terrace. And what all activities they were doing, that was somewhere in marriage. Like that. So they left everything. So that kind of surrender is seen them for the sake of Krishna.
Sarva dharman parityajya. Dharma means duty. So duty of the woman getting married is to go behind her husband. But she just left him only. That cloth she must have cut, I think. Yes.
The way Akrur was pleading the Lord to come to his house, in the same way, actually, we should plead any guest or any Mahat, to come. So Lord, I just read one place here. The Lord says that you want my Charanamrit, you wash over my feet over here and take it to your home and sprinkle it. Then he says, no, I
Akrur.
Lord says to Akrur.
Okay.
And then Akrur says, no, I want to worship the dear Lord's feet as Bali Maharaj has worshipped it. So please come to my house. And then he's pleading a lot. So the way he has been pleading to the Lord, the same way we should receive our guests. And
Yes.
you said that one point.
Very personal way.
Yes. Regarding that, what Prabhuji was saying, Brahmana and Vaishyas, I read it that actually in the entry of the city of Mathura, the Brahmanas met the Lord. And while in the first entrance level of the city, merchants used to stay. So he met the merchants because merchants gave him many things. But he didn't meet Kshatriyas because Kshatriyas live in the internal part of the city, which he has yet not gone to it. So that's why the Kshatriyas are not have come to meet him.
But where merchants explained there,
merchants worship him with various offerings.
Okay. So Kshatriyas are currently
inside the kingdom.
Yes. Any other? Anant Vijay Prabhu. Give him the mic.
When Akrura is taking darshan, then he was giving references of benefiting darshan, and when he was giving references for washing feet, at that time we were told that whatever we speak, we should have reference. Akrura also gives quotations. Bali Maharaj.
Yes. That makes the speech very authentic also. Okay, one last point. Anybody online?
In the 42nd chapter, Prabhuji, the last word, Rasa Prada. So there Chakravarti Pad, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur writes that Lord reciprocated with Kubja in conjugal ras. That is conjugal law, Madhuri ras.
What reciprocated?
He reciprocated with Kubja in Madhuri ras. And then with covered boys in Hasya ras. And then in general public, Adbhut ras. So that is what Rasa Prada Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur was telling. And then he was telling that this Kubja is the expansion of Satyabhama, Bhu Devi, and she's like Prithvi. And because of being overburdened by all the demons, she had become hunchback. And Krishna has come to relieve her from all those demonic forces. And that is what it indicates.
Yes. Okay, one last point.
Regarding his washerman, he got the chance to perfect his life. But Krishna came personally and he asked him, but he could not. On the contrary, Sudama, Krishna said that you can offer whatever you like. So he could understand what Krishna will like, and then he offered. He offered whatever he has, not that he has to gain something and all. So whatever we are doing, we should offer to Lord, and then we can have perfection of that.
Yes. Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. What is that? Atat Pambhir Dujasreshta Varanakshama Vibhagasha Sanushtitasya Dharmasya Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. Correct, isn't it? Or we are nicely joining two verses. Hopefully these 4 lines belong to this verse only. So whatever Varana and Ashram is situated, one should, whatever is available, with that he should serve the Lord. Only desire is required. That fellow washerman had everything. What he had, that only had to be offered, but he didn't have desire to serve the Lord. He was envious of the Lord. Otherwise, Varnashram means whatever he had, with that only. So much so for Dhruva Maharaj, Narad Muni said, and Prabhupada says, I think there, that when he said you offer Tulsi, Tulsi is not there, one can offer some other leaves also. So no problem. So much freedom is there. Basically, Lord is hungry for love. He's not hungry for tulsi or some leaves or whatever. So that love is expressed through some commodity. Whatever one has, one can just offer it. Okay, so we'll proceed. We reached 10th canto, 42nd chapter, the breaking of the bow, which was the last one. 12th we covered, I think. 13th also covered. Okay, leaving her with these sweet words, that is Madhya Vanya, Lord Krishna walked further down the road. The merchants along the way worshipped him, and his elder brother worshipped him and his elder brother, presenting them with various respectful offerings, including pan, garlands, and fragrant substances. 14. Taddarshan smarakshobhad atmanandavidam striyah vistrastravasah kavara valaya murtayah. The sight of Krishna aroused Cupid in the hearts of the city women. Thus agitated, they forgot themselves. Their clothes, braids, and bangles became disheveled, and they stood as still as figures in a painting. So, Vishwanath Thakur has given commentary. Prabhupada also, Ms. Prabhupada disciples also have given big one. But I think we'll read here first. Commentary. The wives of the Mathura merchants were the most advanced devotees in the city because they immediately experienced symptoms of conjugal attraction when they saw Krishna, which usually develop after some time an association with the object of love. Theirs was love at first sight. The 10 effects of Cupid are described as follows. First comes attraction expressed through the eyes. Chakshuragaha prathamam. Then intense attachment in the mind and heart. Chitta sangastato. Then determination, sankalpaha. Loss of sleep, nidra chedas. Becoming emaciated, panuta. Disinterest in external things, vishaya nivrittis. Shamelessness, trapanashaha. Madness, unmado. Becoming stunned, murcha. And death, mrutir. These are the 10 stages of Cupid's effects. Smara dasha, dashaiva sihu. Though these symptoms generally appear in stages, at this time they manifested all at once by seeing the gorgeous body of Krishna. The phrase Atmanam Navidam Striyaha means that the Mathura ladies forgot who they were, where they were, and what they were doing. Because of the impulse of Cupid, they became thin, and thus the bangles and clothing slipped from their bodies. They were trembling, stretching their limbs, and finally rolling on the ground, which loosened their locks of hair. These are all signs of madness, unmad, the eighth effect of Cupid. Standing like painted pictures indicates loss of consciousness, the ninth stage of Cupid's effects. Because the 10th state of Cupid, death, is inauspicious in relation to Krishna, it does not usually manifest in Krishna's premi bhaktas. However, they do manifest the other 9 symptoms, culminating in becoming stunned in ecstasy. So all these things happen to them. And here the 10 stages, one by one, how the lust proceeds. Cupid's attack leads to the end point of death, but in Krishna's relation, it doesn't. Yeah. Now 15 to 27 is how Krishna broke the vow, that description. That sacrificial vow. 15th. ततः पौरान् पृच्छमानो धनुषः स्थानमच्युतः तस्मिन् प्रविष्टो ददृशे धनुरैन्द्रियम् इवाद्भुतम्. Lord Krishna then asked the local people where the arena was in which the bow sacrifice would take place. When he went there, he saw the amazing bow which resembled Lord Indra's. That most opulent bow was guarded by a large company of men who were respectfully worshipping it. Krishna pushed his way forward and, despite the guards' attempts to stop him, picked it up. Vishwanath Thakur says he picked it up with great force. Otherwise, also explained, Krishna pushed his way forward, but otherwise he picked up the bow with a great force. Prasahya. Intolerable. Easily lifting the bow with his left hand, Lord Urukrama strung it in a fraction of a second as the king's guards looked on. He then powerfully pulled the string and snapped the bow in half, just as an excited elephant might break a stack of sugar cane. So easy it was for him. In front of the commentary, in front of the onlookers, Krishna playfully broke the bow, as if calling out to them, "O people, your king was worshipping this famous bow, but just by the touch of my hand, it has broken, as if eaten away by termites." It's like, I'm not at fault. The sound of the boughs breaking filled earth and sky in all directions. Upon hearing it, Kamsa was struck with terror. The enraged guards then took up their weapons and, wanting to seize Krishna and his companions, surrounded them and shouted, "Grab him, kill him." Says the same thing. But he is giving another thing. Wanting to catch Krishna and his friends, the guards surrounded him, saying, "Kill him, kill him." However, the same words can mean like us should be killed. Our acharyas cannot tolerate any blasphemy of Krishna. So Vishwanath Thakur in particular will twist it around. Twist it around is not twisting around, but Sanskrit is language like that, very flexible, and there are several meanings. So the meaning what they meant is not acceptable to our acharya, like Vishwanath Thakur. He said, "Men like us should be killed." That's why parampara comes in picture, and then we can understand mood of a devotee, because we will also face situations where Krishna might be offended, and then we could pick it up in some way that he is glorifying Krishna, and we can tell it also there. In case he's not very envious, we can tell him, "Oh sir, you are glorifying Krishna." That, "Oh, you fellows, ISKCON fellows, if Swami went with 40 rupees and now you have crores and crores of rupees." You can say, "Oh sir, correct, because Krishna is worshipped by our Swami and his followers. So Krishna is Lakshmipati." Immediately so much Lakshmi came. You are correct. He understood the essence of all the scriptures. He said, "No, I did not mean that. You fellows are unnecessarily hoarding money." Something like that he means. So we can twist it around immediately, as if he's glorifying. Though he is envious, he's not glorifying. But we can twist it around and say, "Yeah, you're correct. Krishna is Lakshmipati." In fact, we are looking for more, because still not entire Lakshmi of the world has not yet come. So we are looking forward. We are marching forward to get more and more also for Krishna. Seeing the guards coming upon them with evil intent, Balram and Keshav took up the two halves of the bow and began striking them down. That means the broken pieces, the bow broke in the middle, so it got divided into two parts. So one Krishna took, one Balram took, and they began striking them down. Means they killed the guards. After also killing a contingent of soldiers sent by Kamsa, Krishna and Balram left the sacrificial arena by its main gate and continued their walk about the city, happily looking at the opulent sights. This is the amazing that Krishna and Balram had performed, and seeing their strength, boldness, and beauty, the people of the city thought they must be two prominent demigods. As they strolled about at will, the sun began to set, so they left the city with the cowherd boys and returned to the cowherds' wagon encampment. Oh, that I don't know. Anybody knows? It was whose bow originally? It was compared to Indra's bow, but who used it? Shiva's? Sure, no? I don't know.
Not given in the commentaries.
Huh?
It's not given in this commentary.
Yeah, it's not given here. That's why they are asking. So we have to, in case we have read somewhere else, we could tell. But I don't remember. I might have read, but I don't remember now. Okay, 20, here he's saying Shakatam. Chakatam is the place known as, I don't know how, what is the Sri Akava Vatavamochan on the outskirts of Mathura where Nandi Maharaj was staying. Anybody knows this place? Because these places are there in Mathura. So this also may be there. Just like after giving birth to Krishna, Devaki Mata took bath. So that place is there. Kund is there. That Kund. I don't forgot the name. Potra, Potra, no? Potra Kund. Like that. And like that, several places are there. So this place also may be there. No, Chaktasura was killed in Vrindavan. This is Shakat. They came in the wagons, no? No, not Chatigara. This is in Mathura. This is in Mathura only. They have reached outskirts of Mathura. Chatigara and all that Vrindavan side. That's why I'm asking whether somebody knows. This is not the places which we know generally. Chatigara, Chaktasura, he was killed. Chaktasura was killed in Mahavan. So those places are there in Mahavan, where Putana was killed, where she fell down. That that is all there. But this is in Mathura part. Many other places are there in Mathura. But because of congestion of the city, it means we don't visit these places. Next, 24th. At the time of Mukunda's, Krishna's departure from Vrindavan, the gopis had foretold that the residents of Mathura would enjoy many benedictions, and now the gopis' predictions were coming true. For those residents were gazing upon the beauty of Krishna, the jewel among men. Indeed, the goddess of fortune desired the shelter of that beauty so much that she abandoned many other men, although they worshipped her. Srimad Thakur has given long comment. When Krishna left Vraja for Mathura, the gopis predicted, "It will be an auspicious morning for the women of Mathura, but a morning filled with sorrow for us. The blessings of their priests have borne fruit, and the blessings of ours have failed. When Krishna enters the city, they will test with their glances the sweetness of his moon-like face and his sweet smiles." Shukdev Goswami, being of the same emotional state as the gopis, was overcome with sorrow due to remembrance of their separation from Krishna. So he reminded Parikshit of the gopis' previous condition by describing it again in this verse. When Krishna was leaving for Mathura, the gopis gave the following blessing: "Today the women of Mathura will enjoy the highest happiness that we should enjoy. Now that has come true as the women of Mathura gaze at Krishna's gorgeous body. How could this not come true?" The word Shri refers to all the beauty in the three worlds and to the presiding deity of all beauty. Desiring the shelter of the beauty of those limbs in order to make herself more beautiful, since Krishna's limbs are the ornament of all ornaments, Bhushana Bhushanangam, the goddess of all beauty of the three worlds gave up all other men, although they worshipped her. The incredible beauty of Krishna's body is characterized by the word Ayanam, which means the shelter of all beauty, both mundane and transcendent. So the whatever a pure devotee says will never become untruth, will be truth. The gopis, what they said, predicted, is coming true now. All are fortunate to get to gaze upon Krishna's beauty. Similarly, our Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also says, I think, after Guruvashtakam, 8 stanzas, 9th stanza says that anybody who recites loudly this Guruvashtakam early in the morning hours, so he will go back home, back to Golok Vrindavan, like that. And it seems Prabhupada said that anybody who sings Guruvashtakam for 12 consecutive years, whatever he says will come true. You can see Prabhupada only when he was in Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. After the program over, he was getting down with Shyam Sundar Prabhu, looking in that part of Mumbai. He said, "Oh, this is a very nice part of South Bombay. We should have our temple here." And according to Shyam Sundar Prabhu, exactly the direction in which Prabhupada looked, that's where we have Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Ki. Exactly the direction Prabhupada looked, that's where we have. Because Prabhupada was very what you call melodious singer as well as very hearty singer of Guru Ashtakam and Mangalarti. That's why when he was staying in Prayagraj as a Grahastha, his God disciples, his God brother's disciple, I don't remember his name. He's there in our Srila Prabhupada, the friend to all, the Her Grace Mula Prakriti Mataji. He would ask Swamiji, means that time Prabhupada was Prabhuji, Grahastha, could you please lead Mangalarti, Guru Ashtakam? And Prabhupada would lead with such devotion because he was so dedicated to his spiritual master that Brahmachari would love it, hearing Prabhupada. Means not only he loved, others also must have loved. So he would ask Prabhupada, would you please lead Guru Ashtakam? We have that on Prabhupada disappearance daily. We play it. So we have it means we have when Prabhupada, that is during ISKCON days. But you can see how what you call fervent it is. Very loaded. When we lead Mangalarti, it's like whatever, but Prabhupada is very deep. So whatever a pure devotee says will come true. So that's why Prabhupada also, let there be a temple here, Jhuland. He had promised also to Radharas Bihariji. So pure devotees are one. That's why many times people say, no, Swamiji or Maharaj, Prabhuji, आप इच्छा कीजिए ऐसा है हमारी जो इच्छा है आप भी ऐसे बोलिए भगवान से तो भगवान आपकी सुनेंगे हमारी नहीं सुनेंगे आपकी सुनेंगे. So good in one sense, but another sense we have to find out whether that's a true proper desire or not. Okay, 21st. After Krishna's and Balram's feet were bathed, the two lords ate rice with milk. Then, although knowing that Kamsa intended to do, they spent the night there comfortably. They are not worried about. They are 108% sure tomorrow is the birth anniversary, death day of Kamsa. But poor Kamsa could not sleep. Commentary. After having their feet washed by some servants, Krishna and Balram ate rice sprinkled with milk. The milk came from some of Krishna's favorite cows in Vraja with 1-year-old cows, which Mother Yashoda had placed on top of the wagon in a pot meant for the sacrificial fire. Because they were fearless, Krishna and Balram slept soundly, though knowing that the next day Kamsa wanted to kill them. Due to being fast asleep, Krishna and Balram did not hear the words of their father Nanda Maharaj, who could not sleep the entire night due to fear. Because we have come to the area, Kamsa, and he's such a dangerous king. And these fellows broke the law. In regards, how furious he will become. He will kill this fellow. So whole night Nanda Maharaj was shouting at the children. They are fast asleep. Baba. We go on with our business. Nanda Maharaj said, "Oh, my children, what have you foolishly done today? Why did you break the vow they were worshipping and then kill the gods? I do not know what angry Kamsa will do tomorrow. Alas, alas, why have I brought these two young boys here from the cowherd village? I should have brought. The whole, what was the main purpose? Akruriji was sent by Kamsa that get these two boys. It was not like Nanda Maharaj was called. We did not come to escort Nanda Maharaj. आइए आपके लिए कुछ red carpet welcome. Nanda Maharaj was not in picture. Krishna, and he's saying, why have I brought these two young boys here from cowherd village? Why I have brought means these fellows are like this, what you call immature fellows. They don't know how to behave. Nanda Maharaj is simple and he is Vatsalras. He cannot understand Krishna is the supreme Godhead, and tomorrow he is going to kill Kamsa. In one sense, nobody knows. Only Krishna and Balram knows. 26-27. Wicked King Kamsa, on the other hand, was terrified, having heard how Krishna and Balram had broken the vow and killed his guards and soldiers, all simply as a game. He remained awake for a long time, and both while awake and while dreaming, he saw many bad omens, messengers of death. Commentary. After hearing that the killing of his guards and troops was merely the sport of Krishna and Balram, and not any display of prowess, Kamsa saw many signs like messengers of his impending death, both while waking and sleeping. So for Krishna and Balram, this is not like display of their prowess. Yes, effortlessly killing. A fun game only. Next, 29 to 28 to 31. When he looked at his reflection, what all things he saw, he could not see his head. In the mirror, how will it ever happen? You go in the to apply tilak and you find there is no head there. And your hand is coming, but there is no forehead, no nose, no face. How will it happen? He's overcome by extreme fear. And as such, because death is nearby, some indication comes also. That's how these people in hospitals and all that, sinful people, they pass urine and stool. They get to see Amritas also. Here, in one sense, it is not there, but before death, some things happen. People gets some idea. For no reason, the moon and stars appeared double. He saw a hole in his shadow. A hold hand like this. So that is okay, that thing. But in the middle part, from your whatever you call, where you will not find any hole, but he found a hole. He could not hear the sound of his life air. So Vishnu Thakur gives some idea. I tried that during reading his commentary, but I could not hear the sound of my life airs. Maybe I was matching with Kamsa's frequency, I think. He seemed covered with a golden hue, and he could not see his footprints. He dreamed that he was being embraced by ghosts, riding a donkey and drinking poison. Also, that a naked man smeared with oil was passing by wearing a garland of melody flowers. He was about to take so oil. No hot water available. So, passing by the palace, thinking that he might have some hot water. That is my explanation of our bathroom. Seeing these and other such moments, both while dreaming and while awake, Kamsa was terrified by the prospect of death, and out of anxiety, he could not sleep. Vishnu Thakur explains. The inauspicious omens are explained in 3 verses. Though Kamsa saw his reflection in the mirror, the reflection was headless. The moon and other planets appeared double for no apparent reason. There were holes in his shadow. He could not hear his heartbeat, prana ghosha, when covering his ears with his palms. You all do? Could you hear your life airs? You should do it because the heart is very pure. Life airs also must be very pure. Must be beating out loudly. But I tried, 2-3 times I tried, but I could not hear only. Then I thought maybe I am follower of Kamsa only. Huh? But we are still in the body only. Nor see his footprints in the dust or mud. Trees appeared golden in color. These omens were perceived in Kamsa's waking state. So these are waking state and now sleeping. Kamsa saw these omens in his dreams. Ghosts embracing him, riding a donkey, drinking poison, and a naked man covered in oil passing by, wearing a garland of java flowers. There it is Nala Java. In this way, Kamsa saw many astonishing things both in waking and sleeping states. 32nd. When the night had finally passed and the sun rose up again from the water, Kamsa set about arranging for the grand wrestling festival. Commentary. When the night broke and the sun rose from the water, refers to a Vedic verse, Ya Udagan Mahato Arnavad Vibhujapana Salilasya Madhyat Sama Rishabho Lohitaksha Suryo Vipaschin Manasa Punatu. May the red-eyed, most excellent, omniscient sun rising up from the great ocean purify the universe. So sun is to be worshipped in that sense. Sun god, health god. People, you can see in India now also, when they see sun for the first time in the day, immediately they fold their palms. Surya Namaskar. That yogic style is also there, but otherwise.
So a question.
He's already asking question. 1 minute.
In the night only, why Kamsa didn't send soldiers to kill Krishna Balaram?
They will follow the Kshatriya code of conduct generally, unless you go crazy. Like in Mahabharata war also, from sunrise to sunset only, and then they would be friendly, Kshatriya codes of conduct. But afterwards, they became wild, and then last few days also, then it was going what you call day and night war. Then with console blowing, they did not stop. But otherwise, they follow generally. Listen.
He was trying to kill a child in womb and child husbands.
That is not exactly arranged war or whatever battle. That is his whatever you call. And that way nobody knows who sent Putana, who sent Shaktasur. In fact, Shaktasur was not seen also by anyone. Only Krishna could see. So that is different. That way even Duryodhan had fed poison to Bhima without his knowledge, means telling that this is cake only for you, don't give others. That whatever you call, that is cheating and all that. That is not arranged thing. When it comes to arranged thing, then they have to follow. If they want to prove that they are proper Kshatriyas. That's why then the Kshatriyas, so many benefits are there. They will go to heaven, they will go to sun planet and many other things. Prabhu on online.
Prabhu, I think I missed that point. That the naked, other things are clearer, but the naked man smeared with oil passing by wearing a garland of Nalada flowers. What does that symbolize?
Very necessary joke. Here in our ashram, we have 2-3 types of oils kept in our bathroom area, and the brahmacharis apply the oil, and then sometimes they are roaming around here and there, and then they take hot water bath, and that release the vat and other things in the body. So I was just joking that this fellow he applied oil, and he didn't have facility for hot water. So he thought, hot water supply. A joke resonating with our ashram frequency. I hope that you had understood my intention. One of those
Yes,
things.
bro.
Yeah. But basically,
Here,
woman, so he got to see them. That was in his dream that he saw that man covered with oil mass.
but nothing specific is given in any of the Acharya commentaries, right? About this.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Then 33rd. The king's men performed the ritual worship of the wrestling arena, sounded their drums and other instruments, and decorated the viewing galleries with garlands, flags, ribbons, and arches. Here in commentary, Vishnu Thakur says, Kamsa's servants, Purusha, decorated the arena with auspicious pots and other things. They began to beat the drums with sticks, Vedic style. This next 34th. The city dwellers and residents of the outlying districts, led by Brahmins and Kshatriyas, came and sat down comfortably in the galleries. The royal guests received special seats. They sat comfortably. Yatha upajosham. That is for worship. What they would do after worshipping, I don't know. But it was not for breaking.
I heard from Bhakti Vaishnava Swami Maharaj that they what Kamsa used to do is keep the bombs every year, and all the audience will be sitting, and he would actually lift the bow, and then with blindfold he would shoot some one person. Everyone in the audience. Yeah.
Krishna.
You heard? I heard from Maharaj this.
So he's expert here.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of ritual every year he would arrange like that.
So this time also the same thing happened, but the person to be shot was Kamsa himself. The final word, Purnahuti. Yes. Next.
It's a sign, one of the sign that your death is approaching.
Acha.
Is a
But then when Ram broke Shiv Dhanush, then
the temple.
your death will come. He told Kamsa. Actually, Purana has so many stories. We don't have reference for everything. Otherwise, so many details are there. Surrounded by his ministers, Kamsa took his seat on the imperial dais. But even as he sat amidst his various provincial rulers, his heart trembled. Viduyata, Hridayen Viduyata, heart trembled because he is kind of clear about the outcome of what's going to happen. He has only invited his death to Mathura. While the musical instrument loudly played in the rhythmic meters appropriate for wrestling matches, the lavishly ornamented wrestlers proudly entered the arena with their coaches and sat down. So their coaches were also there. That we see in the current now modern day also. Whosoever are the wrestlers, their coaches will be also there. Enthused by the pleasing music, Chanur, Mushtik, Kuta, Shala, and Toshala sat down on the wrestling mat. Wrestling ring, Vishnu Thakur says. Upasthanam. 38. Nanda Maharaj and the other cowherds, summoned by the king of the Bhojas, presented him with their offerings and then took their seats in one of the galleries. We'll read this commentary. The word Samahutaha indicates that the king Kamsa respectfully called Nanda Maharaj and the leaders of Raja forward so that they could make their offerings to the central government. So this was the custom. All those who are subordinate kings, they have to pay their taxes. On the 6th day when Putana was sent to Mahavan, that day also Nanda Maharaj was there. 5th day maybe, was 5th, 6th, like that. And Vasudev he met. And then Vasudev cautioned him that now you have paid your taxes and all, better you go back quickly because I foresee some danger there. And Nanda Baba, when he came back and saw Putana dead, he was wondering, oh, how Vasudev could foresee like this. But Prabhupada says because Vasudeva was Kshatriya, so Kshatriyas know all this diplomatic behaviors of cruel people like Kamsa. Whereas Nanda Baba being Vaishya is very simple hearted. He could not foresee like that. Kamsa assured Nanda as follows: My dear king of Raja, you are the most important of my village rulers. Yet even though you have come to Mathura from your cowherd village, you have not come to visit me. Is that because you are frightened? Don't think that your two sons are bad because they broke the vow. I invited them here because I heard they were extremely powerful and I have arranged this wrestling match as a test of their strength. Please come forward without hesitation. Don't be afraid. Nanda Maharaj noticed his two sons were not present. Now, this is very funny. Apparently, out of disrespect for King Kamsa's order, they had taken the morning off and gone elsewhere. We don't care. Thus, Kamsa delegated some cowherd men who were affectionate close relatives to go look for Krishna and Balram and advise them to behave properly and come back to the wrestling arena. Upananda and others quickly came forward and offered yogurt, ghee, cloth, and gold coins to King Kamsa. Not seeing any space on the platform of the king, Nanda and the other cowherd men sat in the galleries. So those who are enemies of Krishna, they are enemies of his devotees also. So he did not give him proper seat. So they sat in the gallery. The gallery is for like lower people, for royal people or little higher people. There were another platform was there. The platform king and others were only sitting, Kamsa and others. Prabhupada's disciples have given almost the same. Most of the times they have just given Vishnu Thakur's commentary only.
Maharaj is having fatherly relationship, so he is not fearful that now Kamsa is calling my two boys to on for wrestling, and these are the so much stout and daring people are there. Means
I don't know whether he knew all these details that Krishna Balram have to.
Not doubting also why he is calling.
They want to see his. It's like you can show your strength alone also, just like Pandavas exhibited after they returned from their Gurukul. They had the talents exhibition, on their own. Not that they had to have a duel with somebody and killing and all that. None of those things. So I don't know. There other acharyas have commented, but it's like Kamsa wanted to see their valor. He had heard that they have killed many demons. So they will show on.
I think they thought something else is going to happen. When some good wrestling match is going to happen. We have come to see that.
Who
Nanda Maharaj.
No, Krishna's valor, that is clear. That is, he has to exhibit his valor, but not necessarily with all these details. He has to fight with powerful Chanur and Mushti, etc. So these things and many other things he had plotted anyway. Kola paid, as we will see now, and all those things. But Nanda Maharaj did not know all those details, and that will not be told also in one sense, because otherwise Nanda Maharaj will become fearful. Some other details are also there. Any other question? Online devotees? This chapter is over. 42nd.
Here one observation, Prabhu, that says in the previous verse that the people of the village were led by Brahmanas and Kshatriyas. Again, there is that following of Varnashram, where Brahmanas and Kshatriyas are considered higher and Vaishyas, Shudras. In Gita, there is that shloka.
So that is your observation, isn't it?
Yeah, in one of the verse.
Yeah,
just an observation.
Yeah. Brahmanas and Kshatriyas are always the leaders.
Yeah.
And they too are supposed to be what you call very very amiably they should behave with each other. Otherwise, these two only come against each other and will create a lot of problems. That's what Parshuram we see when he saw the Kshatriyas have gone out of control. Then that I'll let me kill them only. Similarly, so there is most likelihood of these two people fighting, Kshatriyas and Brahmanas. So that's why the Kshatriyas would take a humble role and have a body of ministers who are all Brahmanas and follow their guidance. But history shows several times fights between Brahmanas and Kshatriyas also.
Yes, bro.
And these two are peacefully leading the society, then Vaishyas, Shudras, and all others will be very peaceful. It will be a very nice society.
Yes.
Okay. And Brahmanas are not mad after posts and position. That's why Kshatriyas can subordinate themselves to Brahmanas, because Brahmanas are very selfless. And then Brahmanas are cool-headed, because they are predominantly in the mode of goodness, and they are also devoted to the Lord. So then they guide Kshatriyas in a very, we can say, religious way or Krishna conscious way. And then whole society is quite religious, at least, if possible, Krishna conscious also.
Yes.
Okay, now 40th chapter is Krishna kills the elephant. That is Kolayapid. First verse, you can recite after me. Shri Shuko Vacha Atha Krishnascha Ramascha Krita Shaucho Parantapa Malvadundam Shrutva Drashtum Upayituhu. Shukdev Goswami said, O chastavar of enemies, Krishna and Balram, having executed all necessary purification, then heard the kettle drums resounding at the wrestling arena, and they went there to see what was happening. In the commentary, Vishnu Thakur says, this chapter describes Krishna's killing of the king of elephants. He is causing a downpour of sweetness and opulence when he entered the wrestling arena, and his discussion with the wrestler Chanura. Atha, that is next, signifies that early in the morning, Krishna and Balram, without telling their father and elders, went to the bank of the Yamuna with their friends. Before washing their faces and hands, they said, "Oh friends, listen to the drums announcing the wrestling match. Let us now leave here and go to the arena." Then everyone quickly went to see the wrestling match. And here, Prabhupada disciples write, Srila Sridhar Swami explains the words Kruta Shaucho, having executed all necessary purification, as follows. 2 days previously, Krishna and Balram had executed their purification, their relief from offense by performing heroic deeds. The Lord's reason, even after we have made our power known by breaking the vow and by performing other feats, our parents have still not secured freedom. Kamsa is again trying to kill them. Therefore, although he is our maternal uncle, it will not be wrong for us to kill him. They assured their offenselessness by this reasoning. So, like Kruto Shucho, the purificatory, purifying themselves. By taking bath behind to Yamuna, Vidhi. But some deeper meaning Vishnu Thakur or sorry, Siddha Swami is giving. Then next second. When Lord Krishna reached the entrance to the arena, he saw the elephant Kualapid blocking his way at the urging of his keeper. But the elephant keeper revealed his malicious intent by blocking Lord Krishna's entrance into the arena. So this Kualapid heard once that to catch him, 1 lakh elephants were sent to Vindhyachal Parvat, where he was residing. So he then was obtained by Jarasan. With the help of 1 lakh elephants, they somehow simultaneously could capture this Kualapid. And he was with Jarasandha. And when he gave 2 of his daughters, anybody knows their names? Prapti and Asti. Asti and Prapti. So when he offered them to Kamsa, then he gave the elephant also. Some other details were told by some devotee that when Kamsa came in Jarasandha's Magad, then Kualapid was sent, and Kamsa something like lifted him and threw how much? Quite far. So Jarasandha was shocked. My God, because Kualapid was not an ordinary elephant, as we already discussed. 1 lakh elephants simultaneously, then only it was possible. So when he heard, then he understood this Kamsa is irresistible. Better make friendship with him. So he came and then he offered his daughters so that this fellow will be satisfied. And he made friendship with Kamsa by making him son-in-law only. So this Kualapid is appointed at that entrance point only, so that he will kill Krishna. So he will not be able to enter only inside. How much malicious intent he had, Kamsa had.
Oh, a question here.
Yes.
In the previous verse, I couldn't understand that Krishna and Balram having executed that purification. One is the bathing in Yamuna is fine, but then here it says the purification, the relief from offense by performing heroic deeds. What is the offense?
Had killed that fellow, washerman, any other, and soldiers they had killed.
But no, it says by performing heroic. Oh, the relief from offense by performing heroic deeds.
2 days previously, Krishna and Balram had executed their purification, their relief from offense by performing heroic deeds. The Lord's reason, even after we have made our power known by breaking the vow and by performing other feats, our parents have still not secured freedom. Kamsa is again trying to kill them. Therefore, although he is our maternal uncle, it will not be wrong for us to kill him. They assured their offenselessness by this reasoning.
But their purification, why do they need purification and relief from offense by performing heroic deeds? Oh, so basically that means that they just took bath in Yamuna. That's it, right?
What is going on in their mind, kind of? Lord is independent as such. There are no rules applicable for him. But he still follows when he comes to this mundane world. He follows the worldly laws. So purificatory processes have to be performed after deaths, etc. Pandavas performed, Vibhishan performed. So many they have to do. So commentary says Krishna took off his shirt, tightened his belt. That is a third one. So we just discussed second one. Third one, securely binding up his clothes and tying back his curly locks, Lord Krishna addressed the elephant keeper with words as grave as the rumbling of a cloud. Here in purport, they say Lord Krishna was obviously preparing for a fight. According to Srila Vishnu Chandra Thakur, the Lord put aside his jacket, tightened his belt, and tied back his hair. Here in comment, it says Krishna took off his shirt. What kind of shirt? Yesterday he had killed, no? Yesterday is the previous day. He had killed the Kamsa's whatever Rangakar Rajak, and then he had been wearing those clothes which were made of appropriate size by the tailor, etc. So he took off that shirt, tightened his belt, and placed the garlands and other dangling objects over his shoulder. Because that is otherwise obstruction. He tucked his curly locks under his turban because his curly locks will come out. So he's putting them inside, put them inside. But fearing that they would become loose at the time of combat, Krishna tied back his hair with his upper cloth. So it seems that he removed the turban and all those hair he tied with that upper cloth or this cloth maybe, so that there would not be any disturbance during combat. Fourth, Lord Krishna said, "Oh driver, move aside at once and let us pass. If you don't, this very day I will send both you and your elephant to the abode of Yamaraj." Commentary. Krishna said, "I will send you to the abode of Yama. Yama Sadhanam." The phrase Yama Sadhanam also indicates liberation because it is attained sadhyate, prapyate by Yama, control of the mind. Yogis control their mind and all that, and then they achieve liberation. So it has both the meaning. Because anybody who will be killed by Krishna will achieve liberation. So I will send you to Yama Sadhanam, or by Yam Sadhana kind of controlling the mind by that sadhana and achieve liberation. So you will reach that. Fifth, thus returned, the elephant keeper became angry. He goaded his furious elephant, who appeared equal to time, death, and Yamaraj, into attacking Lord Krishna. Commentary. He instigated the elephant to catch Krishna. He means the elephant keeper. The elephant is described as being like Yamaraj, who brings an end to one's life through the force of time, Kala Antaka. However, Krishna is the master of time, which is stronger than the elephant. Thus, the elephant and his trainer could do no harm to Krishna. By using this phrase, Kalantaka Yamopamam, comparable to time, death, and Yamaraj, Shukdev was comforting fearful Parikshit. What is going on in Parikshit's mind? He is fearful. Devotees are aware of Krishna's strength, but still, out of rasa, they will be overcome. So emotions are very important. In hearing Krishna Katha also, our emotions are fully involved there. So sometimes the tattva may remain aside. So that's why Shukdev Goswami is bringing forth the tattva by using the phrase Kalantaka Yamopamam, comparable to time, death, and Yamaraj. Krishna is control of Yama also. The Lord of the Elephants charged Krishna and violently seized him with his trunk. But Krishna slipped away, struck him a blow, and disappeared from his view among his legs. Shantak Thakur gives all the details. Using its trunk, the elephant seized the vest of Krishna. So trunks are there. Trunks only, that is what you got. No, this trunk is this one, long. So he seized the vest of Krishna, who was standing there fearlessly. Krishna struck the elephant on his trunk with his left fist. As the elephant lost control from that punch, Krishna slipped out from his grasp and disappeared between his forelegs, which were as big as pillars. So he has difficulty to find out. The word Angrishu among his legs can be explained as follows. First, Krishna hid behind one leg, and when the elephant used his sense of smell to detect him, Krishna would hide behind another leg. So they have, it seems, elephants. By smelling, he can understand, okay, this fellow is behind my rear leg. left one. Then Krishna went to the right one, like that. In this way, playful Krishna cheated the elephant in many ways and showed the public his remarkable daring. He's cheating elephant also and telling others how daring he is also. So elephant is not getting the idea that Krishna is daring, but the people are getting that. The elephant is in envy with the Lord. So he thinks, who is this? I will sense him by my smelling power. So Krishna is going to cheat him because he wants to cheat Krishna. The whole thing is cheating on the nonsense. Kamsa arranged this fellow, this elephant. So he is going to cheat Krishna, kill Krishna, trying to kill Krishna in a cheating way. So Krishna is cheating him. Whereas the people are in love with Krishna. So he's telling them, just see, don't think I'm some ordinary boy. I'm quite daring. And lo and behold, how I kill this fellow. Seventh, infuriated at being unable to see Lord Keshav, the elephant sought him out with his sense of smell. Once again, Kuvalapit seized the Lord with the end of his tongue, only to have the Lord forcefully free himself. Commentary. Not being able to see Krishna, the elephant detected him with his sense of smell and seized Krishna with his tongue once again. With a desire to display his feats to the public and to encourage the beast to keep fighting, Krishna allowed himself to be seized by the elephant's tongue. When the elephant thought he was successful, Krishna forcefully freed himself, saying, so, you want to show your strength? This is like what they call chiding. When Krishna wants to spend some time, he will play like this. Even nursing day we see. They say that sometimes they say that he appeared in the afternoon only. A long time it was going on fighting, just like what to call the cat catches a rat and then again leaves him with some scratch. That was going on. And when the right time came, as per the benediction offered by Brahma to Hiranyakashipu, not in the morning, not in the evening. So dusk time, that was the time. Ultimately, Lord Narsingh thought, enough now. So he took him on the lap, etc. Similarly, Varadev and Hiranyaksha also. Their fight also was going on for some longer time. But then Brahma at one point of time interfered and said, oh Lord, now it is Abhijit star, something like that. And this is auspicious, this is proper time. Otherwise, now evening will begin and the demons, their strength increases. And that is true, but Brahma doesn't understand oneself. Oh, Krishna, what is the problem? He can kill in the night also when the demons are at their full strength. But still, Lord cares for the emotions of his devotees. So when Brahma said, better kill him now, don't play around, then Lord just slapped him below his ear and he died on the spot. So here also these things are going on. Lord Krishna then grabbed the powerful Koalapit by the tail and playfully dragged him 25 bowlans as easily as Garuda might drag a snake. Krishna dragged the elephant 25 bowlans, that is 125 feet. So one, what do you call, bow is how long? 5 feet around. Or hand, which distant by his tail. That means how much it is? Mathematics. 1.25 feet. 1.25 feet. One hand. Okay, this much only. Hand width. Hand width is only this much. Okay, 1.25 feet. Elephant could not stop this. So pride comes before the fall, before a fall. So this fellow is going to fall down, Koalapid. Before that, he was proud. So Krishna smashed his pride first by dragging him, and then he will fall also, fall down dead. Ninth. As Lord Achyuta held on to the elephant's tail, the animal tried to twist away to the left and to the right, making the Lord swerve in the opposite direction, as a young boy would swerve when pulling a calf by the tail. Anybody can show how it is? So you catch the tail and you do drag him this side like that, and then that side, because that fellow is very, what do you call, heavy, not so easy. But they try to control, swerve him in the opposite direction. So his head is going in this direction, then you pull him in this direction. When his head goes to the right side, you pull him to the left side. Commentary. In order to encourage the elephant to fight, Krishna slightly slackened the force of his pulling. When the elephant regained strength, he would turn to the left in order to catch Krishna, who was holding his tail. Krishna would then move to the right. So elephant is turning to left, and Krishna is move to the right. When the elephant would turn to the right, then Krishna would go to the left. Just as a strong boy is moved about while clutching the tail of a calf. We don't have experience. How many of you have held the tail of a calf? Shuddha Chitta Prabhu has done. He can explain better. Many others will be scared. But in villages, this is quite common because those calves are stronger, isn't it? As they grow, particularly. In the very childhood, it's simple. When they're born and they're 5-10 days old. But as where they grow very fast, it is said that a young man can lift a huge bull. How to do that? From day one, as the infant, the calf is born, the boy, small boy, he lifts him on his shoulders and all that. And as every day he lifts it. So what happens? The calf is also growing, the boy also is growing instant. So by the time calf grows into bull, this boy also grows as a, whatever you call, bully, and then he can lift him also. So Prabhupada says in one place. So that means every day we have to exercise. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Like that. You have to practice a lot every day. One day missed, then it will be what they call inertia, momentum, like that. Inertia, the state of a thing which it continues to be in, something like that. If it is stationary, it remains stationary and offers resistance for movement. And if it is moving, then it keeps moving, and you want to stop it, it offers resistance to that movement, I mean that stopping action. So you should go on every day chanting. Any day we become slack, will be a problem. So much we should practice like that. That in the dream you should think that I'm chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Night dream, by the way. While chanting, we are sleeping, and in that we are dreaming that I'm chanting. And all of us are trying to wake us up. Not that. But night time, we're thinking that I'm sitting in temple hall and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And why 16 rounds are not getting over? What's the problem? Then you understand, oh, it is 3:30 in the morning or 3 o'clock. I have no beats in my hands. What happened? So let me take bath quickly, take my beats in my hand. So I have to practice a lot. Then it will be perfectionly possible. They say, what they say? Practice makes man perfect. Try, but don't cry. So I have to try a lot. Krishna will not hand himself over to us so easily. Muktim dadati karichit smana bhakti yogam. He will give mukti very easily, but not bhakti yogam, unless you toil. And as Maharaj said, what they said, we don't make advancement in peaceful times. We have to struggle. Like a warrior fighting in the battlefield, he develops as a strong warrior, not just a net practice or in the ground something is sword. That will not be known. That fight, Shivaji Maharaj, once he was challenged by Baji Deshpande or somebody. So two brothers were there. And Shivaji Maharaj wanted them to join him against Mughals. But they were not. And when he approached also, he had very few soldiers. I don't remember how many. 600 or something, and they had 2,000 soldiers. So Shivaji Maharaj asked for friendship, and they were not agreeing. And then Shivaji Maharaj thought, if I attack, my soldiers will be killed, who are few in number. Unnecessary bloodshed, killing so many. And it is not required, because the point is, I want to get them on my side. Then he met them personally and said, why don't you accept? But they said, nothing doing. So you fight with us. If you don't want bloodshed of your soldiers, then at least you fight with us, one at a time. They were following the Kshatriya code. He said, okay. So then first was his elder brother. He was 36 around. 36 or so. And he was expert in Danpatta, which Shivaji Maharaj was not. He was expert at sword, but that person was having Danpatta. So both of them had Danpatta, and they were fighting from sunrise next day morning. Sunrise, then sunset happened. Whole night it went on. Next day morning, sunrise happened. And then some 3 hours later to sunrise, Shivaji Maharaj at one point of time gave one shot, and then his Danpatta flew away. And then he got it, kept it on his neck like this. He said, kill me, I'm defeated. There's no point in me remaining alive. He said, no, I don't want you to die. I want you to join my party. You are very powerful. Together we'll fight against Mughals. But then he said, no, forget it. That is not yet over, because my brother is still alive. You have to fight with him. So now you fight with him. So then he was expert in sword. So Shivaji Maharaj had sword. So they went on some 6 hours or so. Shivaji Maharaj defeated him. But for Shivaji Maharaj, you can imagine it's going on, not a drop of water and no food. So something like 33 hours non-stop he fought, and defeated both the brothers. He was also similarly at one point of time at his, sword point. So then he said, kill me. He said, no. So they both joined Shivaji Maharaj. So when we fight, then we understand what is our strength. Our strength increases also. Anyway, we went in history. We are in. Sure, Sundarshyam had told this story. Sure, the Baji Deshpande, or certainly not Baji Prabhu, was different, but some others, 2 brothers. Where were we? 9th is over? 10th. Krishna then came face to face with the elephant and slapped him and ran away. Kualapi pursued the Lord, managing to touch him again and again with each step. But Krishna outmaneuvered the elephant and made him trip and fall. Commentary says, in order to play in a different way, Krishna let go of the elephant's tail. Krishna then struck the elephant lightly with his hand. If Krishna had given him a proper blow, it would have killed him immediately and ended the game. After striking the elephant, Krishna quickly ran away without any effort, but then reduced his speed to encourage the elephant. When the elephant began to touch him, Krishna stumbled as if tired of running to make the elephant fall on the ground. He's using all the tactics. This fellow is not understanding. He thinks that Krishna is tired now. Oh, he fell down. Now I can easily kill him. But he doesn't know. Krishna is he is thinking that now I am about to kill him. But Krishna knows fooling him. So those who try to fool Krishna, they only get fooled. And those who surrender to Krishna, even Krishna surrenders to them. As Krishna dodged about, he playfully fell on the ground and quickly got up again. The raging elephant, thinking Krishna was down, tried to gore him with his tusks, but struck the earth instead. Commentary. To make the elephant forcefully strike the hard stone on the ground, Krishna pretended to fall on the ground and slowly rise up. Slowly, so that he's now this speed. Before that, I will just strike him with my tusks. Krishna is very expert. Seeing Krishna on the ground, the elephant became determined to kill him. The elephant fell on his knees and dug the earth with his tusks. At the very fraction of a moment, the elephant was hurling his tusks. Krishna got up and ran to another spot. Like that. Krishna is very swift. What is that? Javiyo. Isheshopanishad. Ek manasa javiyo. What is the beginning? Bhakti Shastri, long ago, before Bhakti Vaibhav, ना तद्दूरे तद्वंतिके तन्नैजति तदेजति तन्नैजति तद्दूरे तद्वंतिके तदु सर्वशास्त्रे
तदंतरस्य
हाँ?
तदंतरस्य सर्वस्य तद्दु सर्वस्य बाह्यतः
अंदर बाहर Mansur is before that, huh? Yeah, but that is what it means, no? He is faster, swifter than the swiftest people. So Krishna is not so easy to be caught. Only by bhakti. Tatha prema bhaktin swakam prayacha na mokshe nahamaste damodare. So Krishna cannot be bound by any worldly ropes or tactics, expertise, skills, nothing. Only bhakti can bind him. That is the power of bhakti. This fellow has no bhakti, so he can never catch Krishna. His prowess foiled, the lordly elephant Koalapid went into a frenzied rage out of frustration. Frenzied rage out of frustration. But the elephant keepers goaded him on, and he furiously charged Krishna once again. So he's kind of losing hope, but then these elephant keepers are goading him, forcing him with that goad, urging him to fight. Supreme Lord, killer of the demon Madhu, confronted the elephant as he attacked. Seizing his trunk with one hand, Krishna threw him to the ground. With one hand only he caught his trunk and threw him down. Commentary. Noticing that time was passing, Krishna concluded his sporting with Kovalapid. Krishna nonchalantly caught the elephant's trunk with his left hand. So Krishna will play like that for some time as long as he desires. And then afterwards he will just like children also have seen, same nature of Krishna. They'll play with some toy for some time, but then they want to go for something else, they'll just throw it around. They'll completely crush it or throw so hard on the ground, some parts will break only. That nature comes from Krishna. Krishna has that nature, especially with those who are demoniac. Krishna plays around with them for some time. When his fun is over, then he just crushes them. Now Hari then climbed onto the elephant with the ease of a mighty lion, pulled out a tusk, and with it killed the beast and his keepers. With his own tusk only, Krishna killed the beast. Leaving the dead elephant aside, Lord Krishna held on to the tusk and entered the wrestling arena. With the tusk resting on his shoulder, drops of the elephant's blood and sweat sprinkled all over him, and his lotus face covered with fine drops of his own perspiration, the Lord shone with great beauty. Commentary. With the elephant's tusk perched on his shoulder, Amsa, Nyasta, Vishano, fine particles of perspiration like drops of dew on his lotus face, and the drops of blood and in ichor from the elephant. Ichor I saw in the dictionary shows dandruff. From his skin, some kind of dandruff might be there. So that also on that elephant. Drops of blood also came, ichor also from the elephant. Krishna's body glistened with beauty and appeared as the epitome of Veer Ras, chivalry or heroism. All this Kshatriya kind of. It's very relishable. Some of us may feel very ghastly or what do you call appearing very beauty. What is blood and ichor, dandruff? We'll apply that shampoo and all that to get rid of dandruff. But here some of them came on Krishna's body. That increased his beauty. 16. My dear king, Lord Baldev and Lord Janardhan, each carrying one of the elephant's tusks as his chosen weapon, entered the arena with several cowherd boys. Next is that famous verse. I was thinking we'll take a break. Any question till now?
Prabhu, one observation that he took so everywhere he's giving a chance. So first he played with the elephant, gave him a chance to, and the elephant the driver. He gave them a chance to understand his power. They didn't, and then he killed. Then he takes the tusk with blood on him and entering the arena. At that time, he has already given his introduction of his power and giving others a chance to understand how powerful he is. At least now you submit.
Yeah.
They still did not.
Hmm.
So everywhere he's giving them a chance.
Yes. Yes, the enemy is such that people cannot understand. Rather, they will think
Yes.
that, oh, because others were very inferior, they got killed by this fellow. Now people will know what my glory is. Even Koala could not kill him, but I am going to kill him. That is how the conviction of the demonic fellow is. He says that idam aste ईश्वरोऽहम् अहं भोगी सिद्धोऽहं बलवान सुखी आढ्यो अभिजानमस्मि को नस्ति मया सदृशः. I am the controller, I am most powerful, and I am surrounded by aristocratic relatives. He was my enemy, I have killed him. He is another one, I'll kill him also. So this is demonic mentality, and these are not demonic mentality people, these are demons only, more or less. Associating with Kamsa and others, these guards and Koala Pit, they all have become more or less demons only. Or you can say demoniac. So they just can't understand this. लातों के भूत बातों से नहीं समझते. So for them, Krishna has to kick them only. That intelligence doesn't dawn in these people. That's why they have to go out of that body only. Hopefully, next body they will surrender to Krishna somehow.
Yes, Prabhu. Very well.
Hare Krishna. Any other? Okay. Then we'll take a break. We'll meet after 15 minutes. It's 6:42. So 6:57. Precise. Hare Krishna. Krishna. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Leaving the dead elephant aside, Lord Krishna held on to the tusk and entered the wrestling arena. While the tusk resting on his shoulder, drops of the elephant's blood and sweat sprinkled all over his body or all over him, and his lotus face covered with fine drops of his own perspiration. The Lord shone with great beauty. Was that we were at? Yeah, we discussed the next also. My dear king, Lord Baldev and Lord Janardhan, each carrying one of the elephant's tusks as his chosen weapon, entered the arena with several cowherd boys. So this 17 is a very famous verse. Devotee might have memorized also. You can repeat after me. Malla nam shamirmruna smaro murtima gopal svajano asatam kriti bhujam shasta swapitra shishuhu mrutyurbhojapater viradasham तत्वं परं योगी वृष्णीनां परदेवतेति विदितो रंगं गतः साग्रजः. Here 10 varieties of people, how they saw Krishna is described. The various groups of people in the arena regarded Krishna in different ways when he entered it with his elder brother. The wrestlers saw Krishna as a lightning bolt, the men of Mathura as the best of males, the women as Cupid in person, the cowherd men as their relative, the impious rulers as a chastiser, his parents as their child, the king of the Bhojas as death, the unintelligent as the Supreme Lord's universal form, the yogis as the absolute truth, and the Vrishnis as their supreme worshipable deity. Lord Thakur has given description of everyone. maybe in 10 paragraphs. This verse shows that Krishna is the personified essential purport of all the Upanishads. Krishna, Hare Krishna. Purport, yeah, commentary we are reading. Hare Krishna. This has some problem. Krishna, who is declared in the Shruti to be the great original form of all rasa, Maharasa Swarupa, manifested himself within the wrestling arena to the different types of people present in accordance with their particular mentalities. In front of the wrestlers like Chanura, who had bodies as big as mountains, Krishna was like a thunderbolt. Though Krishna has tender, cool, and gentle limbs, he appeared to the envious wrestlers to be extremely hard, like a mountain with harsh, pain-inflicting limbs. Though sugar candy is sweet, it tastes bitter to one with jaundice. The Krishna's form was seen by the wrestlers and other similarly inclined spectators. They did not taste the real form, Rasa Swarupa, of the Lord, but rather experienced Rasabhas in their hearts. So, these two things, Rasa Swarupa and Rasabhas. Who experienced Rasa Swarupa, the real form of the Lord? Those who had a proper attitude towards Krishna, and those who are envious others. So are them Rasabhas. For the men of Mathura, who were non-envious from their very birth and endowed with a generalized mode of pure love, Krishna appeared as the best of men, possessing the most excellent qualities and performing the most amazing and extraordinary pastimes. Because the minds of these men were situated in pure goodness, they appreciated Krishna's true identity as the best of males and thus they relished the mellow of astonishment, Vismaya Rasa. So many rasas are explained. They had Vismaya Rasa, Mallanam, Ashnirmunam. So that was earlier. What was theirs? They have Rasabhas only. Naravaraha, Nurunam Naravaraha. For the men of Mathura, as the best of males. They had Vismaya Rasa. The young women, Strinam Smaro Murtiman, the young women of Mathura, who were without any trace of material lust and full of prema, appreciated Krishna's true identity as the original Cupid. Therefore, within their hearts, Krishna manifested the mode of conjugal affection, Ujjvala Rasa. By the use of the word Murtiman, incarnation or embodiment, as a modifying adjective for Smaraha, Cupid, it indicates that all other realizations are limbs or expansions of this particular Swarupa, Krishna's form as the transcendental Cupid, Kamdev. So they were quite on advanced platform, so they could relish this with Krishna. In Gayatri Mantra also the topmost is Kam Gayatri. So there Krishna is described as a transcendental Cupid. The cowherd boys appreciated Krishna's true identity, Swarupa, as their intimate friend, Gopanam Swajano, as their true intimate friend. Thus, among them, he manifested the moods of friendship, Sakhyaras, and the mellow of humor, Hasyaras. So, Sakhyaras is primary ras and Hasyaras is secondary ras, but both. Sakhyaras will have many times this Hasyaras. The impious kings, Asatam, Kshitibhujam, Shasta. The impious kings who were burdening the earth and offending the Lord's devotees saw Krishna as their destroyer. But since being the destroyer is not the Swarupa of Krishna, who is the well-wisher of all and the reservoir of unlimited pleasure, persons like the wrestlers could not appreciate Krishna's true identity. Among them, Krishna manifested Rasabhas in the mood of anger, Raudra Ras. So Raudra Ras, secondary Ras is experienced. But kind of Rasabhas only, because they are not able to understand his true identity. For his parents, Swapitroho Shishuhu, Nanda and Vasudev, or else Vasudeva and Devaki. These are the two ways they are described. Either Vasudeva Devaki, they both were there, or Nanda and Vasudeva. Krishna appeared as a baby, indicating that they appreciated his Swarupa, since being the son of Nanda and Vasudeva are both his true identity. Thus, they experienced the mood of parental love, Vatsalyaras, and also the mood of compassion, Karunaras, because they saw that they were persons present who wanted to hurt Krishna. There were persons present who wanted to hurt Krishna. So, Vatsalyaras may not have always Karunaras, but this situation is thus that all others there in the wrestling arena, they are bent upon killing Krishna. So, Karunaras will naturally arouse. That is aroused in Vasudeva Devaki and Nanda Maharaj. Kamsa, the king of the Bhojas, Victor Bhojapatir. Kamsa, the king of the Bhojas, saw Krishna as death. Krishna, who is a stream of sweet, intoxicating nectar, does not have a swarupa of death. Thus, Kamsa did not really test Krishna, but simply got a dim reflection of transcendental test, Abhas, in the mood of fright, Bhayanak Rasa. So he experienced the secondary Rasa of Bhayanak. But again, this is Rasa Bhas, because Kamsa doesn't have proper disposition towards Krishna. So Kamsa's ignorant priests, Virad Avidusham. To Kamsa's ignorant priests and other offenders, Krishna appeared as an ordinary mundane person. Such bewildered persons said, just see, what sort of supreme lord is this that steals others' wives and slaughters cows and other innocent creatures? Indeed, even now his limbs are contaminated with the bones and blood of some living being, which is wicked even for ordinary men. Thus, Krishna is most repulsive to look at. Since such extremely sinful blasphemers who were unintelligent and more fallen than demons like Kamsa had no attraction for Krishna, their mood was a rasabhas of ghastliness, vibhasaras. For the yogis such as Sanaka, Krishna was the supreme truth in person, the Param Brahma, which means that they did not appreciate Krishna's true identity. In them, Krishna manifested the mellow of neutrality, Shantaras. The members of the Rushni dynasty saw Krishna as their most worshipable supreme lord. They tested his swarupa in the mood of servitude. So, Tattvam Param Yogina, Rushninam Paradevata iti. The members of the Rushni dynasty saw Krishna as their most worshipable supreme lord. They tested his swarupa in the mood of servitude, Dasiras. Among the 10 types of people described in the arena, 4, being inimical to Krishna, were unable to appreciate the transcendental modes of relationship with him and thus could not taste the real rasa of Krishna, who is the source of all rasa. The other 6 classes of persons relished 8 rasas. The Upanishads say, Raso vai saha rasaha hi ayam labdhanandi bhavati. The Supreme Lord is the very form of rasa. Having tested that rasa, or most astonishing bliss, the living entity becomes completely blissful. It is confirmed here in the 10th canto's description of Kamsa's wrestling match that Krishna is the rasa, rasa vai saha. The above statement on rasa from the Upanishads means that though a person may be blissful, rasa vai saha rasahi ayam labdhva anandi bhavati. If he attains Krishna, tam labdhva, who is rasa personified, he then becomes completely full of bliss, ananda bhavati. The person may be, what is saying? He may be blissful, but blissful means he is not full, that is not there. That when Krishna is added to his life, he attains Krishna, then who is rasa personified, then he becomes completely full of bliss. Being blissful and full of bliss is different. Being blissful, if Krishna is added, then he becomes Ananda, full of bliss. So 10 kinds of people had 10 different understandings. Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur has quoted a verse to explain the word rasa. Vyatitya bhavana vartma yash chamatkara bharabhuh rudhi sattvo jwale badham swadate saraso mataha. That which is beyond imagination, heavy with wonder and relished in the heart, shining with goodness, such is known as rasa. Understood? That is beyond imagination. But try to imagine and understand also. Heavy with wonder, chamatkar bhar bhuhu, and relished in the heart, shining with goodness. Rudhi sattva ujjwale madhum, which is known as rasam. Swadate saraso mataha. Yatitya bhavana vartman, beyond imagination. So 5 primary rasas and secondary 7 rasas, all that. 12 rasas. And Krishna is the supreme object of them all is Sri Krishna himself. In other words, our love and affection are actually meant for Sri Krishna. Unfortunately, out of ignorance, we stubbornly try to squeeze happiness and love out of material relationships which are not directly connected to Krishna, and thus life becomes a constant frustration. The solution is simple: surrender to Krishna, love Krishna's devotees, and be happy forever. So simple. As simple as that. But if we don't have simplicity of heart, it becomes very difficult. We try to complicate the whole thing and have our own ways of finding rasa, but it will not be fruitful. Next, 18th. When Kamsa saw that Kuvalapid was dead and the 2 brothers were invincible, he was overwhelmed with anxiety. O king. Commentary. Manasi api means even though Kamsa was a great hero, or else before Kamsa was disturbed with anxiety, and now he became completely overtaken by anxiety. He was disturbed with anxiety, and now is overtaken by anxiety. So there earlier is a blissful person by adding Krishna, he becomes Ananda Bhavati. But here he was disturbed with anxiety. Now by saying all this, he became completely overtaken by anxiety. So materialistic people will become more and more fearful with the days, months, years passing by. Whereas devotee will become more and more blissful with the days, months, years passing by. Just because materialists go away from Krishna and devotees go closer to Krishna. Next, 19th. Arrayed with variegated ornaments, garlands and garments, just like a pair of excellently costumed actors, the 2 mighty armed lords shone splendidly in the arena. Indeed, they overpowered the minds of all onlookers with their effulgences. So devotees can relish this, like Nrsimha also. For Hiranyakashipu, he was death personified, but for Prahlad, he was mercy personified. Complete contrast or contradictory visions, just depending on whether we are having favorable attitude or unfavorable attitude. Krishna and Balaram touched Shipantau, Spurshantau, the minds of those who are looking at them. So Krishna can touch in Vishwanath Chakravarti's Madhurya Kadambini, the description is there, you might have read. And the prema stage, how Lord reciprocates. He gives his vision, the devotee, all the senses kind of merge into eyes only, because now Lord is revealing his vision, his form. And then Krishna's voice is heard, then all the senses merge into ears, because Krishna is now speaking very sweetly. Then when Krishna releases his fragrance, is always there, but Krishna reciprocates with the devotee. And all the senses kind of merge into nostrils and devotees. Then Krishna embraces also his devotee. So then all the senses merge into skin. So very loving experience for a devotee who is in prema stage. So these devotees here also, they are having, their minds are touched by Krishna, Shipanto or Spushanto.
I have a question here.
Yes.
Verse number 17, the primary and secondary rasas, some correlation I was just seeing that friendship, all the friends are also having humor. They're looking at Krishna with in a sense of humor. And then parental love in compassion, primary, secondary, like that. Is there any sort of correlation?
Yeah.
Secondly, apart from these 12 rasas, nothing else is there, right? These are the firm and final 12 rasas.
This includes everything. Primary rasas are primary, predominantly in life, and then secondary rasas will come as per the pastime what is happening. So other things also secondary rasas will be experienced by others, not necessarily only one will be the dominant kind of. Asterisk will be there many times, but then also when some danger comes, the boys also will be fearful.
Yes.
That secondary rasas come to make what do you call it, more colorful pastime.
So the primary rasas looks like I mean, they are like for bhakti in 5 different rasas, that is sort of directly correlated. And then the secondary rasas, any one of those 5 can get, and others also.
Seven are there. Secondary rasas 7 are there.
7, yeah.
And will become prominent at a particular time depending on what pastime is going on.
Okay, bro. Hare Krishna.
Mostly it is said that like don't watch horror movies or very horror scenes. As you mentioned some verses before, like Krishna was having the tusk of a elephant with the blood smeared on it. So because nowadays the people that don't have the work of that kind, if some accident happens, they fear by seeing the blood. So that is why it is like that mentioned, or why? Because earlier, like Kshatriyas, they used to see somebody is getting murdered, the wrong person, they used to feel very happy. So when it is said for children as well as for adults, don't see, otherwise you will be dreaming, or you will always means having a very bad kind of attitude.
These are all perverted reflections of the original rasa. That's why these are the thing. Even Kshatriya, when he sees somebody getting something like accident, in those days there were hardly any because they were not using these fast moving vehicles. But if they will, their hearts will also melt. They will also feel trouble. Not that for them anytime blood they are ecstatic. They would be also taken. They would be moved. Like you might have heard that story of the king who saw the calf. It's the cow crying, and then cow took him to calf, and calf was met with an accident and trembling and all. So you know that story.
Yeah, then
So king was, his heart was moved by such a scene. Oh, the calf, who did it? And he inquired. Nobody was speaking. Then ultimately came to his son only, and then he drove the chariot over the son also, because that was the Vedic rule: an eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth, hand for a hand, like that. So they would also have those other feelings. You understand? Predominantly what will be there, depending on the situation, that things will, secondary rasa will manifest. The coward boys, daily pastime, they will have Hasyaras with Krishna in the forest. And suddenly some demon comes and Krishna is swallowed by Bakasur. Even I think it is said Balramji was also, what was his secondary rasa? He was also crying kind of. He thought now Krishna is gone. That will also come for even Balramji for that matter. That is just to make pastime very colorful and complete. Secondary rasa will manifest.
No, we see in the Ramayana also, like when
Ramayana is predominantly that, I think, Karun ras.
Like Lord Ram is killing Kumbhakarna, so he's cutting one of hand, two hand. So then means the Banaras are saying Jai Jai or Jai Ram. So means what I mean to say. So nowadays people that don't have that kind of culture seen anywhere, where some for dharma somebody is fighting, or some kind of like varnashrama is there, where Kshatriyas are really killing and protecting somebody. So therefore, mostly or Sudra only. So therefore, they all want like very peaceful things to happen.
Society should be peaceful only, but when the time, some what do you call that, yada yada dharmasya, that kind of thing, and religion become prominent, then there will be some dharma yuddha and fight will be there, people will die, etc. Otherwise, society is supposed to be peaceful only.
Like as you mentioned just now, like Krishna having the tusk and the blood is made, who will appreciate that view?
Nobody will appreciate. We are going to see drama day after tomorrow. There also so many emotions will be aroused by seeing so many things happening there. Devotees will be relishing them. No, because devotional service is filled with emotions. Ultimately, there are emotions only. to be expressed. And
the one thing is devotional service. I'm clear with that. What I'm speaking, like there are 12 rasas are there, so they are also factually involved in material world as well as
yeah, perverted reflections are there.
yeah.
So and all will be there. Vibhasa, Hasya. But they are all perverted reflections. That leads to perpetuation of birth and death. That does not lead. Here, everything that we are coming across, this is freeing us from the cycle of birth and death. So it is about the Lord. Yeah. Yeah. Again, the rasas will be there in the lives of everyone.
Kshatriya do have, because that's why the forgiveness quality is mentioned for them to practice. It is mentioned like Kshatriya the forgive. It's a 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. The Prabhupada mentioned this forgiveness.
Why they will forgive is when?
Actually, Prabhupada mentions that 16.
That is okay, but when will they forgive? When
for small offenses, somebody beg forgiveness, they forgive. They don't always kill anyone like that. They beg.
So that's what we have to understand. Not that Kshatriya means this rasa only. Every time blood means they are in ecstasy. That is not the.
No, it's not exclusive, but it's not totally there.
Yes. Predominantly something will be there. No? Just like Shringar ras. That means lover and beloved have to be there. No? Not like two males are there and Shringar ras. No? That is not question. No question. And Vatsalya ras. That means one has to be like parently figure and another has to be childlike. Not like two parents have come together and there has to be some child there. So likewise.
We also hear that Bhishma, when shooting arrow on Krishna, when Krishna purposefully stole the blood. So there Prabhupada also mentioned this is a joy for Kshatriya when he fights in the bond. So that is the thing I was saying.
Yes. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Here it is mentioned there are 6 types of rasas.
12.
That is what you are explaining here about this Sthayi Bhav and Sanchari Bhav. So Shanti, Sthayi, Shanta.
Where are you reading from?
This Tika, what you are reading.
I would not use the word Sthayi and Sanchari.
Second one is Prema Bhakti Sthayi, that is Suprema Bhakti ka. Sakya Sthayi, Sakyamaya. Vatsalya Sthayi, Vatsala. Rati Sthayi, Shringara.
You tell me in this 43rd chapter which is the verse for which commentary.
This is commentary on verse number 17.
By whom?
This commentary is by Bhavar Deepika.
Sridhar Swami. Where I mean, Thakur. Rasa. That is a lot of Thakur is there. Sthayi bhava means that which is like sthayi, what you call that kind of permanent, you know. Then Sanchari, a particular bhava will kind of enter. Then what is there? Those terms will come here also. Vijayanagar Thakur will use them. So they are all like Ashta Sattvic Vikar. That is manifestation. They are standing on, and that comes. I think that comes in 35th chapter. And gopis are talking about how the rivers respond to Krishna, how birds and bees respond, how the clouds respond. And so there it will come. So we'll keep it for car park. So currently you just for the whole discussion. Okay, where were we? Anant Vijay Prabhu has something. No, you don't have it. Where were we? Verse number?
19, Prabhu.
19th. 19th we read already. 20th. O king, as the citizens of the city and the people from outlying districts gazed upon those two supreme personalities from their seats in the galleries, the force of the people's happiness caused their eyes to open wide and their faces to blossom. They drank in the vision of the Lord's faces without becoming satiated. Commentary. The eyes of the people in the galleries opened like lotuses blossoming at sunrise to drink the sweetness of the faces of Krishna and Balram. So they are compared to, means their eyes are compared to lotuses. So lotuses open when at sunrise they open. Krishna and Balram's faces are exhibiting that sweetness. They're drinking that. The sweetness is kind of that sunrise that falls on the lotuses on their eyes. They opened wide open. 21st, 22nd. The people seem to be drinking Krishna and Balram with their eyes, licking them with their tongues, smelling them with their nostrils, and embracing them with their arms. Reminded of the Lord's beauty, character, charm, and bravery, the members of the audience began describing these features to one another according to what they had seen and heard. So this is also wonderful, Rasa, how things get messed up. They have heard things because they are Mathuravasi, they never saw Krishna, never saw the pastimes of Krishna, but they had been hearing them. So what all things are happening, that is being described here. So they started speaking among themselves. Commentary. This verse describes how the Mathuravasi relished the beauty of Krishna. With wide open eyes, they looked. With thirsty tongues, they tasted. With flared nostrils, they smelled. Flared nostrils means our nostrils become swollen up. You see? Something they show in cartoons and all that, but actually, if that does happen, and you want to take that whole smell, then you have flared nostrils. And with open arms, they embraced Sri Krishna. They began to speak about what they had seen, trekking the bow, and heard, lifting over the hill, which they never saw, but they had heard. But not in any chronological order, because here and there they had heard. Krishna's body was very attractive with his bluish black color mixed with red blood and the elephant tusk in his hand. They remembered Krishna's qualities of heroism, the varieties of his sweetness, such as his laughter and sidelong glances, and his boldness in breaking the bow without hesitation. Having seen or heard these things, they tried to remember them, smaritaha eva, though they were not qualified, and to talk about them. Since they had not heard in Parampara properly, here and there, what they call lokatha. Lokatha. People keep talking, so like that they had heard. So that's why we'll find how they commit mistake. Commit mistake, this is not a big mistake. One demons Krishna killed, yes, and Balram killed. Like that. Little bit messed up. The people said these two boys are certainly expansions of the Supreme Lord Narayan who have descended to this world in the home of Vasudeva. Commentary. For the audience, Krishna and Balram appear to be plenary expansions, Amshina of Narayan. 24. This one, Krishna, took birth from Mother Devaki and was brought to Gokul, where he was remained concealed all this time, growing up in the house of King Nanda. How we can see how devotees take pleasure in Krishna Katha. And in such Katha, even if there is some defect, it's not a problem. That defect is not to be seen. But Krishna is like that, devotee religious. Now, in the presence of Krishna, also we can see what they are relishing is Krishna Katha. Similarly, Ramayana also we see. Lord Ram relished Ramayana, isn't it? So that is the beauty of Katha. Yes.
Was that of Krishna, son of Devaki, was revealed to Mathura Vasis long back, or
I don't know exactly when they came to know.
because we hear that even in Gopal Champu, we heard that pastime when Krishna killed and then he had to stay in Mathura. So then Vasudev comes because Krishna has to pacify his father Nanda Maharaj to go back. So that time he reveals that I am the son of Vasudev. He says there also. So that time Nanda Maharaj laughs that hearing this thing. So Nanda Maharaj does not know, and they all these other Mathura Vasis they know.
Good question. Anybody knows? Yeah, but Vasudev, at least Vasudev is not Nanda.
That he took birth from Mother Devaki and brought to Gokula.
They are knowing here. So his question is, how did they come to know? Okay, anyway, this also I would ask somebody. Kanai Krishna Prabhu knows. We'll go ahead because at least I don't know and nobody else knows. So we'll go ahead. He made Putana and the whirlwind demon meet with death, pulled down the twin Arjun trees and killed Shankhachud, Rishi, Dhenuka and similar demons. Who killed Dhenukasur? According to Mathurasis? Krishna. But we know that Balramji killed. 26-27. He saved the cows and the cowherds from the forest fire and subdued the serpent Kalia. He rewarding his false pride by holding up the best of mountains with one hand for an entire week, thus protecting the inhabitants of Gokul from rain, wind, and hell. The gopis overcame all kinds of distress and experienced great happiness by seeing his face, which is always cheerful with smiling glances and ever free of fatigue. Commentary. Because of seeing Krishna's face, the gopis were easily able to surpass the obstacles and scolding of their husbands, mothers-in-law, and other relatives. The 9th. It is said.
So, question here, just an observation that Krishna held the mountain in his pinky finger, and Krishna held the Govardhan in his pinky finger, and I mean that itself would have been enough for everyone to understand his power. But was there anything equivalent? There was Mayavis that were even more? They could have done such a thing, and that's why Kamsa overlooked even this thing, that he could hold Govardhan on his pinky finger. Isn't that enough? I mean, all these.
They will. Demons are like that only. That is what makes them into demons. If they were so submissive to Krishna Katha, then in the first place they won't be envious only. They never believe.
Forget even being, interested in Krishna Katha. Just logically, he has held the mountain on his little pinky, and he has defeated Indra. Is there something where Kamsa says, okay, Mayavis can do this, maybe he can also do such a feat or something like that? That's why he did not see through logically also that he is all powerful.
This thing I'm not sure, especially lifting of Govardhan Hill, whether Kamsa's ears, any idea, anybody knows? Whether it came to whatever demons he sent, they were killed, that he came to know. But as this lifting of Govardhan,
because here people are talking about it. So
he said they were saying that Dhenukasur also had lifted Govardhan Hill. Then anyway, that what do you call that Rishi who took from Drona, he took from Drona, as the son of Drona was this Govardhan. So he also lifted Govardhan. So that was like
okay.
That was
got it.
Logically lifted. But more than logic, people are demoniac. So they will
because even Kansa also had defeated Indra, and Kansa was lifting Kailash. So understanding all that, we had no fear about lifting of Govardhan.
Kansa had lifted Kailash. It was Ravana, right? No, Kamsa himself had lifted.
It was Kansa only, and Lord Shiva, he just pressed with his toe, then his hand was trapped. So then he begged forgiveness, and then he played.
That was Ravana or Kamsa? That is the question.
Ravana, I thought.
Kamsa.
It was Ravana.
I said Ravana.
Kamsa.
I will go ahead. Otherwise, Ramayana will happen here. And the syllabus will. What is Prabhu? Other questions?
That
Huh? Radha? Radha Kundi Guru. Radha Kundi.
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
Shri Guru Prabhu will meet after the class and finalize one comes.
Okay.
also like that Parshuram had given the bow, saying that one who breaks this, that will be ensure that that person will kill you.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, Kansab.
Okay, we'll go ahead. By the kind permission of devotees. Where were we? 28 was over, no? Where? Acha, that, yeah, Harivansh will have a lot of stories. Similarly, Garbha Samhita, Dharmavavata Puran, and many other Puranas and all. Lot of stories are there. I did not read all those Puranas. Only him referring to the Vishwanath Thakur's commentary. That was 28. Isn't it? No, 29. It is said that under his full protection, the Yadu dynasty will become extremely famous and attain wealth, glory, and power. 38th. This lotus-eyed elder brother of his Lord Balram is the proprietor of the transcendental opulences. He has killed Pralamba, Vatsaka, Baka, and other demons. Who killed Vatsaka? Krishna. Who killed Bakasur? Krishna. And other demons also. Vatsak, same. Vatsasur. Commentary. First, Krishna killed Vatsasur and then Bakasur. So, that is okay. Later, Balram vanquished Pralambasur. Later on, Pralambasur was killed, but they told Pralambasur first. So, the sequence is going here and there. However, the Mathuravasi speaking this verse give the wrong sequence and credit Balram as the annihilator of all these demons. The reason for the mistake is that as news of Krishna's exploits spread among ordinary people, the facts became somewhat muddled. This happens now also. Things get messed up. While the people talked in this way and the musical instruments resounded, the wrestler Chanura addressed Krishna and Balram with the following words. Chanura said, O son of Nanda, O Rama, you too are well respected by courageous men and are both skillful at wrestling. Having heard of your prowess, the king has called you here, wanting to see for himself. And commentary says, you are skillful in arm-to-arm wrestling, Niyudha. So in Vedic language, in Sanskrit anyway, so many words are there. Many we don't know. So anybody knows the difference between Astra and Shastra? Yes. By mind you invoke. Many times we say that, कुछ भी अस्त्र शस्त्र काम नहीं करेंगे something. But many times we may not be ourselves understanding what is astra and what is shastra. Astra we may understand that nainam chindanti shastrani, but astra. How many of you knew the meaning of astra? What he has told. So like that, niyudha. Has anyone heard this word before? Ayudha you might have heard. Ayudha means the weapon. But niyudha, arm to arm wrestling. Niyudha kushalau shutva Pragya hutau vidrukshuna. Good to have vocabulary of Sanskrit also. At least while reading these commentaries or Prabhupada books, we can know something. As much as we can accept, we can assimilate. Good to do that. Subjects of the king who try to please him with their thoughts, acts, and words are sure to achieve good fortune, but those who fail to do so will suffer the opposite fate. They are trying to encourage Krishna and Balram to fight. Anyway, they have come to kill them all, but these fellows don't know. It is well known that cowherd boys are always joyful as they tend their cows, and that the boys playfully wrestle with each other while grazing their animals in the various forests. Here Chanura explains how Krishna and Balram became expert at wrestling. That they raise these cows and all. They keep wrestling and all that. So that's how they became expert with their explanation. They don't understand that Krishna and Balram are supreme personalities of Godhead. Therefore, let's do what the king wants. Everyone will be pleased with us, for the king embodies all living beings. Hearing this, Lord Krishna, who liked to wrestle and welcomed the challenge, replied with words appropriate to the time and place. Lord Krishna said, although forest dwellers, we are also subjects of the Bhoja king. We must gratify his desires, for such behavior will confer upon us the greatest benefit. We are just young boys and should play with those of equal strength. Wrestling match must go on properly so that the religion does not offend the respectable members of the audience. Commentary. Krishna said we should fight with boys our own age so that no irreligion will touch the organizers of the match. Any other arrangement would be unfair. As if Krishna is quite concerned about organizers. You can see how Krishna is expert in speaking. Chanura said, so because Chanura and Mystic, so Chanura mainly speaking, so he's speaking the way trying to delude. His inner intentions is not revealing. But Krishna is also not revealing his inner intentions. He's saying, we are coward boys. We should fight of boys of our age. Otherwise, it will be unfair match and irreligion, and the organizers will be contaminated. So Krishna is always yathamam prapadyante. If somebody tries to cheat Krishna, Krishna will cheat him. Chatho Shathyam is the greatest cheat among all the cheaters. Chanura said, you aren't really a child or even a young man, and neither is Balram, the strongest of the strong. After all, you playfully killed an elephant who had the strength of 1,000 other elephants. Therefore, you too should fight powerful wrestlers. There is certainly nothing unfair about that. You, O descendant of Vrishni, can show your prowess against me, and Balram can fight with Mushtik. Commentary. Chanur said, you should fight with the wrestlers who are strong like me, not with boys who do not match your strength. So before fighting, they have to assign who will fight with whom. So he's saying that Krishna will fight with me, Chanur is saying, and Balram will fight with Mushtik. Yeah, that's the end. Any question? We'll go ahead then. 44th.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So here, Krishna has already given a hint that this is irreligious because it's not.
Krishna,
so that point also they didn't get.
Yeah,
It is already.
You are a devotee, you always get it, and they will never forget it.
So
That's what Krishna said, na bhakto si me sakha cheti rahasyami yataduttamam. You are my devotee and my friend. So you can understand this confidential mystery of Bhagavad Gita. These fellows can never understand. So only if you shower your mercy upon them. Yeah. Otherwise, they are determined thieves. Sometimes, like Mayavadi also, na? Yastu Narayanam Devam Brahmarudradi Devate Sanatvaneva Vikshetam Sapashandi Bhave Dhruvam. Even for that matter, they do think Brahma, Mahesh are on equal level with Vishnu. They are also considered to be determined thieves. Pashandi, Pakhandi. So like that, these people are also like that only. They say, what they call, even if you put a pipe in the tail of a curd or tail of a
dog,
keep it for 20 years and you take the
I think it will go back to
become curd. So that way only, these people will not improve. Varasan, you can see 17 times he was defeated. Still that, so that they are like that only. That's why Krishna has to kill them.
Yes.
And people like devotees, Miss Vibhishan, you can see, whether he's in Ravana's kingdom or in Ram's kingdom, he's always thinking of Lord Ram. I heard, miss, that you all might have heard. He had written Ram, Ram, Ram in his palace everywhere. And when Ravan came, he was shocked. He said, "What nonsense! How dare of you to write that Ram's name?" I said, "Oh, my dear brother, you don't understand. Ram is Ravan, Mam is Mandodari. Actually, I'm you, that divine couple, Ravan and Mandodari. That I'm putting in short. He said, "Oh, really, very good. Write it all the more." So, yes, brother, I will soon do that. So he fooled Vibhishan, fooled Ravan also. These fellows can never understand. But still, our duty as preachers, on behalf of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they approach Jagai and Madai. Jagai and Madai were not offenders to Vaishnavas. These demons, they are, you can see everywhere. Like now also, here also Kamsa has not given any proper seat for Nanda Maharaj. They have to sit in gallery. And afterwards also you'll find, as soon as Krishna kills Chanur, Mushtik, etc., just before Ravan, this Kamsa was killed, what he says, they capture this Nanda, what do you call, strip him of all his wealth, and even Ugrasen should be what put behind the bar or killed. So these demons, they offend Vaishnavas. That is their what do you call, sign or indication of their envy towards Krishna. Just like love me, love my dog. So hate me, hate my dog. So they hate Krishna, so they hate Krishna's devotees. And thus, this is very prominent, which was not there in Jagai and Madai. They were very sinful, even to the extent they say that there was no sin which they had not committed, but they never committed even one offense to any Vaishnavas. So that means they were in ignorance, sheer ignorance. So they went on with their sinful activities, but they were not offenders to Vaishnava. Here, these fellows are all offenders to devotees. Same way in Rajasuya sacrifice also. It is said that there, I think Shukdev Goswami raised this question, or Acharya explained that when Yudhishthira Maharaj was proceeding with all the events of that Rajasuya Yagya, Shishupal purposefully kept quiet. Why? Because he wants to show that how Yudhishthira is completely wrong. He has chosen the wrong person only, this Krishna. So thus the whole Yagya is spoiled. He wants to spoil the Yagya of Yudhishthira. He has envy towards Krishna, but the sign is he wants to destroy the devotees of Krishna. And Yudhishthira is one of the best devotees. So he wanted to spoil Yudhishthira's Yagya. That's why he kept quiet. But then envy was so much. At one point after he could not contain himself. So then he just blurted out, blaspheming Krishna. So that is what demarcates the two categories. But our duty is to be compassionate, especially to the innocent ones, Maitri, towards Pali Sheshu. And those who are envious, or Madhyamadikara, it is said he should avoid them, not become envious of them. So when we preach, we come to know who is who. We understand they are innocent, just ignorant of the knowledge. So we give them and they'll accept. Whereas those who are enemies, they will, just like innocent people may be eating meat and you tell them Hare Krishna, they'll say Hare Krishna, like that. But enemies person will never say Hare Krishna. When you say Hare Krishna, he will have frowning face and he will be very angry on you. So those are the people we avoid.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Any other? Okay, then we go ahead with 44th chapter, the killing of Kamsa. First verse we could review side. Shri Shukha Vacha Evam Charchita Sankalpa Bhagavan Sudana Asasadatha Chanuram Mushtikam Rohini Sutaha. Shukdev Goswami said, thus addressed, Lord Krishna made up his mind to accept the challenge. He paired off with Chanura and Lord Balram with Mushtika. Commentary. This chapter describes the killing of Kamsa and the restless, the consolation of the Kamsa's wives, and Krishna and Balram's meeting with their parents. Thinking with determination, Charchita Sankalpo, I will kill Chanura, Krishna approached him. Even Charchita Sankalpa, that is, he has commented that I will kill. So Krishna has so many Shaktis, so Ichha Shakti. So Ichha Shakti became very prominent. I will kill this person. and then he will kill him anyway. Second, seizing each other's hands and locking legs with each other, the opponents struggled powerfully, eager for victory. So now a lot of description of fight, how they fought with each other. Third, they each struck fists against fists, knees against knees, head against head, and chest against chest. We have seen this in the wrestling matches, how they do that. Commentary. Aratni refers to making a feast with all the fingers except the little finger. In this also so many details are there. So can you imagine making feast out of all the fingers except the little finger? It will look like this is very precarious or what you call very weak. What if that little finger gets twisted because it is out there? In a fight it may, but they know how to use it. They will never put themselves in a weak position. So this is one of the ways. Like I heard Gaurang Guru say long before. Gaurang Guru has so many stories to say from here and there. But one boy was there, he did not have one of the arms, I'm not sure, left or right, maybe left, whatever. So then he wanted to fight. He wanted to learn what you call that, boxing or something. So then he went to Sensi, his teacher, who teaches all this, and he said, "Could you please teach me this boxing?" He said, "Yes, why not? So you come." And then he said, "Okay, the first day." So he taught him one feat, one particular what they call, move they call, I think, move, like that. So he said, "Now you practice it." He taught him all the details. Now you practice it. So he said, "Okay." So he practiced it. Few days he practiced. Then he kind of gained confidence. So he said, "Yes, teacher, I have learned it. Sensei, I have learned it. And what's the next lesson?" He said, "No, you practice that only." So okay, he practiced that only. So kept practicing, practicing, practicing. Again, after some time when he came, so he said, "I have almost," it's not like out of pride, he said perfected, but I've done a lot of practice. He said, "No, you go on." So that also. So eventually the time came for the match. And then the student was wondering, the only one thing only I know, one more thing I know. So then what happened? The match was played. And his boy knew only one move only in life. So then when the match happened, who won? His boy won, like that, and everybody applauded because he doesn't have one hand only. With one hand and the opponent had both the hand, still this fellow won. And everybody applauded and all that. And then he said, "Now could you please teach me another move?" He said, "You practice this only." Like, and eventually that what they call final, I don't know what you would call, highest level. Final is Olympic kind of, or whatever you call that. So that level. And this boy was only one only. And that fellow is very powerful. So they fought, what are they, wrestled or whatever. And then this boy only won. Hmm? And everybody applauded. My God, in Olympics or what you call that, final level, with one hand only. So then whole thing, he got award, everything. Then they were coming back, only Sensi and boy. So they're returning silently walking. Both are kind of silent, they're walking. So then the Sensi said, "Master, you never taught me any other move like that. You taught me only one." And wonderful that, with that only I could win both that ordinary match as well as this final match also. How come like that? So then the Sensi says, "For the one move that I have taught you, the only way to retaliate is to catch the left hand of the opponent, which you don't have only." So your opponent becomes weak. He can't do anything about it. So with that one, it was enough. Because for this, with you, nobody can do it. You don't have only. So he was wondering. So Gaurang Guru says, like, what faith one should have in Guru. You have faith in Guru. Yasya deve para bhakti, yatha deva tatha guru, tasyate kathitartha, akashante mahatma. If somebody may say, "Arey, come on, I have to fight such a huge match and you, what nonsense, I will go to another teacher. I should learn at least some 10, 15 moves. Hundreds of moves are there. Only one, I will die there." No, he also kept faith. That is his greatness. And he won also. Like, So, so there are many things in this. That ninja, how many of you knew ninja before Danny Pro? First time in life I heard that ninja. I was wondering what is that ninja? Is ninja? Then I understood that whole thing is called a ninja. I really don't know. Somebody showed in Bhagavatam class. No, I cannot show the ninja. If I show the ninja page, your classes will end here only. Though that will be extreme pleasure for you. You will celebrate my disappearance day. बताते बोलते बोलते प्रभु जी ने प्राण त्याग दिए इतना घुस गए वो भावावेश हो गया उनका कि शरीर ही त्याग दिया उन्होंने मैं उन लोगों में से हूँ नहीं इतना भावावेश हो जाए बट निंजा मीन्स आई कैन नॉट एक्सप्लेन टू मच that they sort of martial arts one style in martial art so in that they kind of somersaulting in the air and all that and they land on the ground and something like that but it comes from Japanese I think ninjutsu like that from their origin is there ninja the Danny Prabhu who came here white complexion so he is number 1 in the world for ninja. And now he's dancing in our kirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Danny Prabhu, American, short. He's not here. He left back to, I don't know where he's gone. Maybe guys, he's in guys. He's cooking there. Linga too. Linga to Jinja. No problem. Okay, so this is one fist you make with all fingers except the little finger. Wrestling with such a pair of fists is very difficult and thus unheard of, whereas wrestling is generally done with open hands. Nevertheless, just as Krishna invented new ways of playing on the flute as stated, Venu Vadya Orudha Nija Shikshaha, that is 10th canto, 35th chapter. We will go to that later, 14th verse. He also fought in this novel way with great skill. Though Chanura experienced great difficulty with this, he accepted this style out of pride in his own ability as a heroic wrestler. This is third verse of 44th chapter. Aratni is being explained. What is Aratni? You clench all your fists, all your fingers in a fist, except little finger. So Chanura was not experienced in this, but because he has pride comes before a fall. So they don't want to show that I don't know. One should be open also. Anyway, this fellow will never open up. Krishna is? Krishna was huge also. His that explanation is there. I don't know which Acharya, maybe Roshan Chandra Thakur says that from childhood only Yashodamai fed him milk and all that. So though he was always he was 4 years plus always. So though he left at the age of 11, but he was like 16-year kind of. In tenderness and all, he will appear young, but body is grown up. Equal or not, that I don't know, but quite grown up. Little difference, like Afzal Khan and Shivaji. Afzal Khan was 7 feet or something. Shivaji was quite short. But anyway, you may say that he used tactic, not the physical strength. But Krishna was, I don't know, the photos show that he's slightly smaller in height. So that is okay. So that fellow will bend. He wants to smash Krishna's head with his head. So he will bend. How long? Means how tall? Yeah. No need to worry. Krishna, Yathamam Prapadyantan. He is big, then Krishna will also be, so to say, big. Four. Each fighter contended with his opponent by dragging him about in circles, throwing and crushing him, throwing him down and running before and behind him. They are all different ways. They are all Sanskrit terms are there. Paribrahmana, Vikshepa, Parirambha, Avapatanai, Utsarpa, Anapasarpanais, Chanyonyam, Pratyanrumbhutam. Paribhramana means grabbing the other by the hands and whirling him around. Whirling him around. But how? Any wrestler here? No. Vikshepa means showing. What is showing? Pushing. The word parirambha indicates crushing one's opponent with one's arms. To crush him. Avapatanai means throwing down the foe. That is easy in one sense for understanding. Utsarpana means releasing and running in front of the other. And apasarpanai means going behind him. In this way, they countered each other's moves. They were bona fide steps in fight. Vedics, they are all taught. It seems Parshuramji was taught by Lord Shiva. Many steps. So it's like martial art, not martial art, what is that art? Fighting only. They became very powerful, very expert. Basically, when you get trained, you are trained in all these aspects. Ultimately, what you may use, that is different. But just like Pandavas also were taught. They are taught, these are all things they should know, and they are taught also. Krishna? No, he has not gone anywhere. All arts come from him. All fights, all tactics, everything. Next one. Forcefully lifting and carrying each other, pushing each other away and holding each other down, the fighters hurt even their own bodies in their great eagerness for victory. This happens in the movies. You might have seen how while fighting, even sometimes hero maybe apparently, but here Vishnu Thakur's commentary reveals how Krishna cannot be hurt. Utthapanam means pressing together the knees and feet of a fallen opponent and picking him up. Now I cannot explain all this. I don't know whether you are understanding. They are all different ways of fighting. So they are all very elaborately taught to all those. In Sivs, our Hanumanji also taught to whom, or he was taught by Lord Shiva. Hanumanji was also taught by Lord Shiva. All these things in great details. Saraswati taught him that, and many others. So Shiva taught him many details and tested him also like anything. But Hanumanji passed all the tests and became a very powerful wrestler. Unnayanam means lifting the opponent with one's hands and carrying him around. Chalanam means pushing away the opponent who is holding onto one's throat. Like he is catching, and so you imagine you have to push him away. At other times, they would fix themselves firmly, sthapanai, so that the opponent could not move them. Like Madhvacharya, he put his foot down to that wrestler, Kadanja or somebody, and said, okay, we'll fight. You just move my toe. Yeah, that fellow, he was not moving only. Then he applied force, and then both the hands tried like anything, half an hour, sweating. He sat down only. No question of him moving. Another time, the other fellow, two powerful wrestlers, they said, you fight with us. He said, okay, I will go on really reciting the verses of Aittariya Upanishad, and you choke my throat like that. So both of them stood on his left and right, and they caught his neck and strangled like anything. And he was going on sweetly reciting Aittariya Upanishad verses, which were his favorite. And this fellow tried, and completely tired. They gave up. So, and he's also Hanumanji, Madhvacharya. So he knows all that. from previous ages, Treta Yuga only. So they were very powerful. They would learn all this and they would perform a lot of austerities. Thus, attacking one another, they injured even their own bodies. Although Krishna and Balaram did not, of course, harm themselves, it appeared that way to the spectators. So Krishna will arouse in them some feeling like Karun, Rasa, etc. Secondary Rasa will manifest in some, means in all, but depending on which primary Rasa they have. Like the boys may be thrilled by seeing this. And hi, Kana, take care. How come you are falling apart? Like, so for them it may not be Karun Ras, but Vismay Ras kind of wonders. Kana, why is he off guard? He should not. But then those who are in Vatsalya, they will feel, oh, these standard-limbed boys, they are thrown down by this powerful Chandura and Mushtik. Secondary rasas manifest. When there is a obstruction to the primary rasa or something like that, in secondary rasa, to enhance it, the secondary, like their parental, that Vatsalya rasa is there, but here they are not able to reciprocate well because their distance is there. They should embrace them and smell their head and caress their backs, etc. But that's not possible. They are at a distance, and that too, Krishna and Balaram with their opponents. So then secondary rasa will nourish them according to which primary rasa they have, and circumstances also, what the circumstances are accordingly. But everybody will be nourished, those who are favorable. Sixth one. My dear king, all the women present, considering the match an unfair fight between the strong and the weak, felt extreme anxiety due to compassion. And so they are feeling anxiety, extreme anxiety. So compassion, that also kind of Karun Ras. Because they are in whichever rasa they are in. Elderly ones will have Vatsalya Ras. They assembled in groups around the arena and spoke to one another as follows. Commentary. The women discussed the unfairness of the match between the strong Chanur and Mushtik and the weak Krishna and Balaram. The reason for this was their compassion, which was a symptom of their natural affection for Krishna. Because of that, they were unaware of Krishna and Balaram's superior strength. They cannot be aware. Otherwise, their rasa will be disturbed. Primary rasa, Vatsalya rasa will be disturbed. So Krishna will not reveal that. So what they discuss is in 7 to 16th. Yesterday I gave a hint, so that we'll discuss tomorrow. Discussion of women, 7 to 16. Any question?
Oh, here same observation that Krishna says it is irreligious. Krishna says.
You can show the Prabhu's, let me observe him. Because he has made so many observations. I should have observation.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. I am having, I don't know what is it called, lateral observation.
Oh.
Cannot have front view.
So here I was just saying that Krishna actually has given, he has said already that it's irreligious. And exactly the women catch that point.
I could not. What he said? Again, could you say?
Previously, Krishna warns that this is irreligious because you are strong. I should be fighting. We should be fighting with our age group. And the same point the women are catching here directly. So immediately, so they are so much in sync.
So much?
So much in sync with Krishna.
Computer language. Basically, that will always be there. That's how the rasa will be enhanced, or that will be relished. Otherwise, Krishna says, "What is this? This is nothing for me. You are nothing."
Yes, yeah.
And the women also say, "Arey, inke kya pata nahi." Krishna will blow off all this. That will not be the case. And all these feelings will be there, and that is how life will be complete, and it will be what you call relishable. That's how the movies are also
Yes.
made, na Prabhu. You see the movies, how they will suddenly show the hero is fallen down, he got a cut or hand is something like that twisted. So that they all show where is it coming from? Originally coming from all this Krishna Katha, Ram
Yes.
Katha. And that is how Krishna
Yes.
reciprocates with all the different varieties of devotees in different rasas. The secondary rasas will manifest depending on the primary rasa and the situation. So
Yes, Lord.
now women are feeling in a different way. Krishna is just, as I said earlier only, that he Shatushatyam. He's the greatest cheat among all the cheaters. They are trying to cheat Krishna, saying that, we know you are not some ordinary boys. You have killed so many demons, and just now we saw you killed Koalapit, such a huge elephant. So we are matched with you, like that.
Yeah.
Krishna is cheating them, whereas these women are genuinely feeling as their mothers, kind of. They'll naturally.
In that rasa there is reciprocation.
So that is natural, and that is how. No.
Yes. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, observation is nice. That he mentioned that was Ravana, not Kansa. Kailash.
Yes.
Powerful observation.
Yes, he's observing you for many years. Any other question? Online devotees? Hare Krishna. Nothing in comparison to Krishna. That is enough to be known. That may be there here and there, but we have to know Krishna is the most powerful. That's what it means by Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya. It's the most powerful. Nobody can stand in front of Krishna. And different times, different demons have exhibited different strengths. In fact, the incarnations also come and they exhibit only that much power which is required for killing that particular demon. They can exhibit more also, but they exhibit only that much only. That much is enough for killing the demon. And Krishna is the one who exhibits full power, full, everything full, which no other incarnation has ever exhibited. Full beauty, full fame, full strength, full knowledge, full, which remain? Renunciation. One more remain. Which one? This one? 5,000 people, huh? Sure? Sure, no? So the Ramayana also, I had been hearing 300 people for lifting it. Suddenly here somebody said, how many? Huge number was told. Something like this, 10,000. I was wondering. I think Ramayana writes 300. But that devotee said some 5,000. Wondering 5,000 kahan se aa gaye? So sometimes that whole thing is no problem. Okay, we'll stop here. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaura Bhaktavranda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Hare Krishna. So tomorrow class will be at 10:45 in Radheshampu office. Hare Krishna. Maharaj.